Just oh, haha, that was funny. Oh, were you like dying from it? No.
And
Oh,
then
that's
there's the same crowd that is also like, man, I love that. I love quoting every stupid line from it. Like
yeah.
saying things like milk was a bad choice or I love lamp first.
Right.
It's like,
Like
okay, please.
there's times like one friend and I would like joke around with like milk was a bad choice when it came
Sure.
up correctly, but like I love lamp was never something that was just like no, that's too like oh ha 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 lol I'm random and funny, right? It's just like
Yeah, exactly.
no, he was random and funny with a character that was built into that to make it funny. You just said that line and it's not random, it's calculated and unfunny.
Yeah.
Shut the fuck up.
That is the probably the best way to put it.
You can't intentionally say something by accident. What? I say that
Jesus.
and then it's just like, wait, what did you just say? I think I may have just said something by accident on purpose. Fuck. That sentence just killed me.
I was thinking was probably one of the harder things for my campaign is that I couldn't figure out like I wanted to like have a tasteful amount of memeage and what do you call it? And like somewhat seriousness, but like
Yeah.
I can't I for some reason I could never it's not like I couldn't ever get into like the whole like classic D&D nomenclature style of things.
Mm-hmm.
Um like I always thought it was pretty neat, like how like someone went through all this trouble to like make specific race, class names, all that stuff, very specific.
Yeah.
Like oh, what's a good like Tortle's name for family stuff? Like
Right.
what's a good all that shit. I thought that was very interesting. There's no
Yeah.
doubt.
Absolutely.
Um, but like that's why I named my character Shathid Anthu. Like Anthu's a traditional Tortle name,
Mm-hmm.
but like his name is fucking Shathid. So
Yeah, I I
that's the
totally
balance I'm
hear you.
looking for in this whole thing, and it's just like I gotta find a sweet spot, and I don't know if I found it, but I think I have. Like
You
I think my story is good enough, but like the way I like address things for references to things, whatever quotes, I want it to be played out. Like I love when things get taken very like literally. So if you like understand the reference I'm talking about, I'll continue like, oh, and so you'd know how to get out of this cave then because it was solved in a movie exactly like this if you know the movie kind of thing.
yeah. Well, I mean, the fun thing is where it's like without having that, like trying to find like different movies or books or stories or shows where you present the thing for like to the characters and it's just like oh this was actually an episode of fucking Beyblade where they had this sort of stupid thing happen but once you put it in D&D situation it's just like and throw like some goblins behind them instead it's just like
Yeah.
oh shit and then they
It's who
react and they do this thing and it's like oh my god holy shit I didn't expect you guys to do that at all and it's just
exactly.
like that's where it gets real cool. But yeah, having just the different stories and just stealing them,
Yeah.
that's the way to go.
I'm just waiting for you
Oh,
guys to finally
playing
realize that
Naruto?
I played Naruto Shippuden as my campaign. I'm
Yeah.
just waiting for you guys to figure it out. Like it's
Uh,
not creative at all. I just changed the names. You're wondering why a guy's name is
Oh, so you're
Aske.
literally just gonna be playing Boruto. So it's it's not even like oh ha 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 I changed the name. No, you're literally just throwing us through
I'm just
that
gonna
because
yeah, I'm just literally throwing you to the wolves on that.
it's like Zarada. It's a girl actually.
Sasarada.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's not Sasuke from Naruto if that's what you thought it was gonna be because I wasn't. He's not even. It's a girl. So what do you guys do? But you're back.
we're back.
There was much
Yeah.
rejoicing.
Let's see. Okay, I'm in the GM layer, so I can start to add some shit. You guys, if there's anything you want to talk about with Lord Umbra, he told you guys he's going to go north again and start to,
Yeah, go the tree.
yeah, raise his army. There's a connection with Shadowfell there, so that we can conquer more. Is there anything else you want to do beforehand? Or are you good?
Yes. You know what? I would like to have one thing. I think it's here. Sorry. I would like to have Shathid make a wisdom saving throw.
Oh man, but you know I'm so wise.
He's gonna murder you right now.
That's
Is it with
probably likely.
disadvantage?
Is it? Oh yeah, I
What
think
is
it
it?
is with disadvantage.
Because
Why?
I feel like I know what you're doing. Because
All right. Wait, don't I get advantage on stuff for my bow, or is that only for attack
perception checks.
rolls? Oh, son of a bitch. All right. Disadvantage. My first roll is a 22, not bad, and my second roll is a 22. Do I win a new car, Dad?
So I was just gonna make you do something goofy with my command spell to try it out, and so I tried it, and I figured it wasn't gonna work. But I'm like,
Yep, that's me.
So yeah.
Resilient as ever. Can you just not even make it like a wisdom thing? I just like don't even pay attention to them. I just like space out. I'm like, what? I like took my hearing. I put my hearing aid back in.
If I just ignore him, he will stop. I've dealt with this for a while.
A man of my word.
But he was very convincing this time. I had to like really concentrate for a longer time to focus on it and say, stop it, until he finally gave up.
Yes, so that ends that.
Yep.
Unless I want to try to kill Kevin. No. That'd be pretty outrageous.
Oh shit! I'm doing this in the GM layer. Oh, that's fine. Okay, so you guys.
There's so many things. The Roll20 is so weird about a lot of shit. I'm tempted to just like draw maps and then put a video camera over for you guys to see.
If you think for a minute I have not thought about that, I'd like that is absolutely like after last.
That's
week,
what my other DM does, and it works relatively. The nice thing about Roll20 is you can move your own character, and you can like see exact amount of distances without having to like ask, "Hey, how far is this?" So it has its perks.
Roll20 is excellent if you know how to use it.
Well, I have no fucking idea, so I'm learning.
I can show you guys.
Yeah.
I don't want you to show me shit.
I will say that. Wait. I will say this: that Kevin has been doing a great job teaching an old dog new tricks with me. But at the same,
you are old.
First of all, second of all,
how old are you now? 41.
42.
No, that's not right.
I turned 42 today.
Holy crap!
Today?
Yep.
Happy
No.
birthday.
I thought it was yesterday.
Wow. Thank you, much appreciated. But what I was going to say was Kevin's actually been doing a pretty good job at showing me that there really are some really cool functions within Roll20 that, like, if you're willing to take the time to set up the GM layer and like make all the enemies on the board, you can make them appear and all this other stuff. And it is pretty cool, but I think that like there's something to be said for like the classic DM drawing the map and like, you know, you're using like imagination to like 110% kind of thing. So
yeah, no, it's cool. Don't get me wrong. Yeah. All right. Anyway, we won't go into a huge discussion about this.
Yeah, we'll keep going.
Cool. Yeah, because I know that we're on like a new game high, and like I'm already kind of there mentally as well.
Exactly.
So I want to make sure that
really
we're
difficult.
here, here to try.
Kevin and I were literally just talking about how excited we are for this game.
Right. We
really? I mean, I came back with. Still. I mean, I just came back and okay, that's all good.
We had moved on at that point. Jesus.
Yeah, we were just on
we're
anime.
Not lying
in
to you. Roll an insight check.
I all right. Okay, so we're gonna say that you guys rested overnight, unless there's anything you guys want to take care of.
Love resting. Doesn't matter though. Because of what happened last time. That was sick.
As you know, as we're going anywhere, I'm just definitely gonna be trying to use command like on everyone, just to be like, you know, hey, you know, bow the king, yeah.
Right, right. That makes perfect sense. And I am so mad that I can't find Oh, interesting. This guy is Arcus. Arcus, that's right. Arcus comes. Let's see what fate he has. Kevin, roll a D100 for me.
Right. First.
This can only go well.
All right, D100. Come on. Yeah.
In random news, the Black Lives Matter march went right past my apartment today.
That's pretty neat.
That's
It
cool.
was. It was totally reasonable in every way. They had like they had an escort. They cleared the streets and everything. It was a totally like normal thing, and it was over in a matter of minutes.
Oh, see, that's the right way to go do it. That's awesome.
They just marched up and down the main drag, and that was it.
Well,
Respect.
the only way that can happen where it's like to this point is obviously the big stupid blowout one, unfortunately. But 60.
60. Oh, that is the number.
Nice.
That is what you needed to get. So he
Right.
is.
He starts touching himself in public by a pool? Like, what?
Jeez, Barug.
Seriously, all over again.
All right. He's fine. He's a little banged up, but he approaches, and he says that Lord Umbra says I am to stay here with you.
Thumbs up.
I specialize in bounty hunting.
Excellent.
Can I quickly inspect his actual eyes?
His actual eyes.
His eyeballs, yes.
You want to inspect his eyeballs?
Yes.
Like,
Because
take
I want to
them
see if
out.
he actually specializes in anything.
Oh, Jesus.
That was
Okay, so
I heard
Barug's
that,
not
that
there,
hurt.
but Barug would laugh at that. Barug would be like, That's
Dude,
so dumb,
everyone
it's fine.
everyone died. His dad's dead. Fucking
Start your
Noel's
campaign, Lucas.
he had fucking little health as it is, and you just fucking kill him, and then you just get up on the fucking throne and you're like, I'm the captain now. But anyway, no, I think we're good. You see that he has eyes, and
I say to
There
him,
you
it
go.
looks like you don't specialize in anything. Sorry, I'm going to continue.
are you actually saying that to him?
Yeah, 100%.
100%. Awesome. You see that actually got to him, but doesn't look like he's gonna do anything about it. But
Great.
he's looking at you.
Yeah, he does that.
Piss
And
people
that's
off.
just so.
Is he on his stick right now?
Hell yeah, I'm on my stick. God damn it.
I just love the visual of kind of like me in the throne, you over to the side, standing on your stick, giving him shit. Like, yeah, doesn't look like you specialize in anything. Look at me on my fucking stick. Can you do this?
That's what I do.
So, you know his skill. He is a bounty hunter. He can go searching for things, and that's pretty much what he does. So,
We'll definitely be
survival,
pushing
huh?
that.
Survival.
Wait. In no way has TJ said that he's good at his job. It's just that that's what he does.
He specializes
That
in
is- that is 100% true.
it. I specialize
I love
in
it.
it. What are the things
I'm
you
really
don't
good at
specialize
finding
in? 'Cause
people.
you're terrible
And by
at this
really,
one.
and by really good, I mean I can do it, but not well.
He did survive.
Yeah.
He
So
did.
he does have battle. I mean, right now it doesn't look that impressive, but we don't know what the hallway looks like because you guys are still here. So
In this moment, this like no one's taken a rest in this moment, right?
No, he said we all stay tonight and get a rest.
Yeah, but
Well, that's what I'm saying.
they-
Like,
this
did
was-
he come?
This was
happened
sorry, this
before
was
that.
right before because I almost forgot about him, and then I'm like, oh yeah, Arcus. So he's here.
So, yeah. Good news that Arcus is still here and that, he's staying. Well,
Yeah. Everybody's really, really happy about that one thing.
Yes.
All right. I'm guessing you're having him bow.
Because I command it. Yeah.
Right. I don't mean to make the play for you, but I just remember you saying that before. So,
Oh, absolutely.
all right, here we go. That disadvantage helped out because you see him kind of act in shock and then bow. So yeah, he's down on a knee.
Does
Alright.
that command have to be directed at someone specifically, or
I
or
went over.
is it like a radius? I can't remember.
No,
It-
it's at a person or a
it's
thing.
at- in general, it's at a person, but his crown. Well, Kevin knows.
Yeah.
So Kevin
I'm seeing
knows
if
the rules of his
I have to
crown.
make a check every time I'm near him and he compels someone else to do something.
No.
I mean,
Unless
it's
it also targets you.
That'd be pretty
mean,
ridiculous.
it's
but
on command. So I mean, like he has it at will. So I mean, he could.
I could
He
keep
just
doing it.
He just seems pleased that
Just
fucking Arcus just did this. So
just continuously just like try and do the command for drop. And so just
Everybody
holding
in-
your food, drop. God
Everybody in this
damn it.
kingdom is going to have bad posture because they're going to walk around like the fucking professor when he gets bent backwards.
oh, sounds like good news, everyone.
Good news, everyone!
One of my favorite ones that I saw that happened was he walks in, he goes, "Who likes good news? Everyone? Good news, everyone." It's just ridiculous.
It's just another great character. It's another great character. Pazuzu, get back here!
Oh, Pazuzu keeps coming back and forth for him.
So we'll have to figure out what we're doing with Arcus shortly. Because that's good news to hear.
cool. All right, so you're just kind of having him hang out until.
Yeah, I don't
Where-
know that we need him to go after anything just yet. Not that I'm aware of. So,
Okay.
if Shathid has any thoughts, I'm open to them. But in the meantime, I'm thinking we rest up. We've got a busy day tomorrow of, stopping the city from burning and building it back up. Got to get started somewhere.
All right. Are you going to investigate the castle at all, or are you just going to find like a room?
Oh yeah, we're
In the castle?
investigating the
Oh,
shit
wait,
out
wait,
of
wait.
this castle.
Wait,
I'm
wait.
getting
Hold
the
on.
best room.
Hold on.
Where were the royals, staying?
Wait,
and
wait.
that sort of
I
shit.
just want to put it out there that I kind of imagine Fazat just sleeps on the throne. There's a little part of me that thinks that.
Potentially, if
Well,
it's this big,
you can
that
leave
may
that
be-
part at home, Tom.
Yeah, it's
You-
very roomy for you.
Yeah, I was gonna say that actually may be the case.
Argus, bring me a blanket.
I just damn it. Hey TJ, guess who I was just gonna say? Guess what name I was about to say? Not the right
Ellen Noah.
one. Right. So Noel.
Jesus.
Anyway, so yeah. I'm thinking we want to explore. I want to see if there's like survivors and stuff. Kind of finish off the attack so that we have some, if possible, and if there's elves that we can keep and have like that, then yeah.
Okay, cool. Roll. When I have, are you guys sticking together, Shathid and Fizat, while you're investigating the castle, or are you guys kind of going every which way? What's happening?
I would like to have Arcus carry Noel and I around.
All right. Do you command it because he seems resistant?
Does. Why is that? He was cool with it earlier.
He's kind of beat up and he's like leaning over on one of these statues.
Oh, fair enough.
And
No, if he's beat up, then no. My whole thing was to create like an intimidating presence of like this guy is, carrying this guy who is your leader and commanding everyone to be bowing down. And so it's like if he's like dying from it, it's like no, that's not going to be a very intimidating presence. So no,
yeah,
then
I mean,
we'll
you
just
you
walk
notice
around.
that he's beat up. He still looks horrifying, and I don't think anyone's going to be looking at like his expression. Like he could go around half-assing it, and it'd be
Yeah.
intimidating,
So
and it'd probably be hard to carry both you and Noel. But yeah,
in that case, it's gonna be something where it's just like I would just like him to follow behind as we
okay,
explore.
all right, cool. And Shteet, are you traveling with them, or are you going and looking at a different
Nope,
thing?
I'll walk with them. I got nothing better to do. I'm Shathid, and
All
we're
right,
immune
so
to.
that will give us one roll of a D100 then. Roll one of you guys, Shatid or Fizette.
Do you want to? I
D100.
rolled a D100 already.
Nope.
Then it's a 98.
98. Oh, well, you guys feel like you just did the grand tour of this entire place. They're in a ballroom. You found a lot of servants just kind of cowering, and believe me, they're horrified by you walking in with this dark crown kind of radiating some darkness off, and the look of Noel's current appearance. Then Shathid walks in, followed by Arcus, and they are all like, you don't even need to say bow. They're kind of already like, don't hurt me, and bowing.
Yeah.
So that's one of the first things you find. You find a bunch of different quarters where everyone would be staying. A kitchen.
Is there anyone that seems like would have been kind of in charge of like the kitchen or something, or like I'm gonna be asking for like whoever's in charge to continue leading us. I assume that'll help, explain why we got like the grand tour, like to literally.
Kinda. I'm right there with you, but I'm just going to say at this time, with
Not currently.
covering as much, yeah, with how much you covered of the castle, you're kind of, because you bring up a valid point, but we're gonna get to that.
Okay.
Yeah, so let's just move on with that now. So, a great kitchen, bunch of food supplies, huge castle, bunch of different quarters, and you have a place for your own personal blacksmith. It looks like there's some kind of wizardry quarters where there's a bunch of like a magic library and whatnot going on there. And then you finally find probably like the royal family sector where they would all rest. And you're welcome to go around and investigate that. But right before you find that, you see a giant vault, and it has 3 pedestals in front of it.
3
And
pedophiles.
pedestals.
We have fun here.
Yeah, we do. 3 in front of it, and you see. Crap. If I could find. Here we go. Changing this to the token layer.
You're a layer
All right,
of
you
tokens.
see.
I don't know where that's going.
that not come over? That is bizarre.
What are these colors?
We found the Infinity Gauntlet.
Ah,
Oh shit! Oh, there it is.
That's
It's
what's
the
on the
Soul
pedestal.
Stone.
I call dibs.
Things driving me crazy. What's going on here? Okay. Oh, this doesn't want to. This doesn't want to be dragged.
Mm-mm.
There is a blue one that is rebelling.
It's off on its own.
Is this all still in the throne room?
No, this is before they got to like the royal quarters, but I'm gonna shift click you guys right there so you can see those. And you see these orbs lined up on either side. And
Blue isn't on the map layer, is it?
is it on the? No, I was able to move it in the object layer.
Weird.
Yeah.
So, what do we see? So there's 6 colors, but 3 pedestals?
Yes.
Okay. So what are these pedestals? Are they big? Are they like a couple feet tall or?
Yeah, they're a couple feet tall. They're just probably the same size as you.
Okay. Are they like wide, like almost like table pedestals, or just like little like side table sort of size?
Give me an investigation, both Fizat and Shatid.
No.
Yes.
Okay.
Unless you really don't want to. If you're like zoned out and you don't want to roll, go for it.
No, I rolled a 14, so
8.
whatever
14.
that gets me.
8.
I guess most of the important stuff is up on the top of the pedestal.
Yeah, because of how Shatid is standing, he realizes that the orbs that are lined up on the side look like they could fit in the pedestals.
Say that? Wait, the way they're lined up, they can fit into the pedestals?
Yeah, like that kid's toy. It looks like the square
Okay.
goes into the box, and then the
Are
star
they all?
goes over
Are they?
here.
But they're all the same shape. Is that what you're saying?
Yep,
So it's a puzzle then.
indeed.
One might say a pizzle.
Nope, nobody says that.
No, everybody does. Everybody
It's
says
already in Snoop Dogg format. You don't need to
pizzle,
change
pizzle,
it.
pizzle, 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 pizzle.
It would be like pizzuzzle if you were gonna do it, and then that's just excessive.
Wait.
So
No,
Pazuzu?
Pizzuzzles.
Pazuzu!
it's too much. I agree, but I think that would be the form. But anyway, so can I mean, does it shit, we want to throw one in and see what it does?
Do we have any clues lying around that would be able to give us any insight on this puzzle? Like things we've
No.
learned or things in the room that might lead to it? Or are we just going to fucking blindly guess and then hope for the best?
Feel like it's a guess. I'm gonna go with you know what? I'm gonna grab the green one.
I like it. I like it. I'm not there, but I like it.
And see what if it's something where I can grab it. What am I grabbing? Is it like an orb, like the size
Yeah,
of like
it looks
a softball?
it looks like that, but it's large.
Okay.
So like, yeah, it would be kind of like, yeah, the size of like a dodgeball or something.
Okay.
If you can dodge an orb, you can dodge a ball.
So I'm gonna try and grab that and put it on the first pedestal. Right there, the green guy.
Let's see if I can.
Twitching.
Okay, now you're gonna move. I don't understand that at all. All right. Okay. There has to be a reason for this. Because I can highlight it. I see the prongs around it. Okay, I can move this one. What the fuck? Dude, I don't know what is happening.
Oh my
All
god!
right.
I just looked back at the screen.
TJ created
and
his
there's
own
like
fucking puzzle.
trapezoids growing across the screen.
Man, I am annoyed by this because it is just not moving. And so what we're gonna do here is, yeah, give you a little that right there, and it doesn't seem. It just kind of rests on top,
All right,
and that's it.
I'm gonna go grab a blue and yellow, and I'm gonna put. Whoops, didn't mean to have the box selected.
Shathid recommends the primary colors.
Well, I'm going with green, and then I'm gonna put blue and yellow to see since they make green, and if not, then we can switch it with what is it?
Green
red?
is not a primary color.
I know. That's why I'm saying this one first, and then we'll go with blue and yellow, and then if nothing happens, we take red and switch it out for green.
That is not a primary color.
So I put yellow here.
I like how you sound like some sort of
Blue
villain. That is not a primary color.
And as we see Shathid coming around the corner.
Being a piece of shit. Being a piece of shit.
All right, yellow there and blue at the end.
Yes.
All right, as soon as you put the blue one in, you kind of hear a sound, a weird like a key, like mechanics and whatnot, and you see a little shade coming from the green, but nothing else. And it's just, give me an intelligence check.
Who?
10.
10. All right. With the 10, you feel like green
Is not a primary color.
is not a primary color, and that
Not a primary color at all.
that you might have chosen right with green, but it looks weird. Like there's something off about it.
All right. I would like to switch. Let's see if we can do. Let's switch green and yellow and see if that does anything.
Yeah. All right, there. I'm gonna kill it with fire.
In fact, you know what?
There has to be some kind of setting or reason, but it is beyond my knowledge. Okay.
Wait.
Thank you. Is that your polygon line or draw free shape?
Yeah, I messed that one up.
It's all good. I'll just be in charge of deleting them. So as soon as you place the third one, so you take both green and yellow off. I'm supposing you put green on first. The moment you put in yellow, you notice that green is now fully shining.
Green is shining
All right.
real bright.
So I'm taking blue and yellow off of here, and then let's get a red. No. We'll go that. What's orange? Anything happen with those guys?
All right. As soon as you place those down, green shines up again. Red, nothing happens, and then orange has like that weird glow, but it's not hovering.
Okay, that's the one.
All right, yeah, you got it. With that, they all shine up on the pedestals, and they kind of like shine into the top of the vault, and the vault opens, and there is a lot of treasure. A lot. There are very expensive paintings. There's golden armor, golden silverware, coins everywhere, gems, enough to sustain your kingdom for a bit. Because
minute.
you are going to probably, unless you're ruling out of complete fear,
People
are going to be paid.
Well, people also need infrastructure and healthcare, universal healthcare. TJ, right? Like what we talked about. Government's got to pay for that shit too, man.
Well,
Right.
because that's just
Enslave
gonna be
the
all for
clerics.
like, civil rights.
Whatever.
I mean, if you want to turn this into communism and you're just brother Fizzat, then
Well, hold on. I never said
I am a
communism.
monk.
I'm talking about socialism.
I am a monk. It's all been. This is what the South actually fears, is someone actually getting into power and being like, "What's up? Everyone's gonna get stuff." No. So yeah. All right. Cool. Then yeah, those orb. That's a cool thing. I'm going to put those back, and I'm gonna hold on to the green orb.
all right, good choice. It is rather large, a little heavy. It's probably like 15 pounds.
Okay.
So I don't know if you want to hide it somewhere in the castle, but leave that up to you. And with that, it seems like you've investigated everything. It is getting late. You went through the entirety of the castle, and you guys can take a long rest if you want.
I think it's time to.
Cool. All right. So with that, you guys feel really well rested, being in like this outstanding luxury and probably having like the best sleep of your lives, and come back. Let's give you some kind of benefit. Let's say that you have 5 more HP, temporary hit points.
Wow, I am well rested. That hasn't happened in years.
Right?
So, yeah. And we're going to say that. All right, you guys probably. You wake up, Kevin, and you notice Okran. Okran's there, and he just kind of opened the door, and even though you woke up like that, you still get that benefit, and he kind of opens the door as you awake, and he's like, "Hey, I think you need to figure some stuff out. There are people that are asking for you."
All right, let's go see him.
Side quest. Here we go.
Let's. I'm guessing that you want your audience in the throne room.
Yeah.
Okay, and listen, I was thinking like I'm going to head out, but if you were to, hire me for something, I might stick around a bit. And there's one form of payment that I can think of. And
Foreskins.
I will be your.
Sorry. I apologize.
God damn.
That was unnecessary.
What if I said that? God damn.
You fucking ruined my surprise.
Dude, it was foreskins. Like, he just opens up and he just has a ton of foreskins in the bag.
In his cape, just like the fucking watches you would see from a shady dealer.
He wants the title of Extraordinary Moil. So
shut the fuck up.
That's what
he only took tips.
Goddamn. Okay, so he he asks for his sword back. In return,
Oh, the
I'll
sword?
stay around.
Absolutely. You know what's funny? I was going to offer you that. So I pull it out and I go, absolutely. And I hand it to him, handle first. But
All right.
you don't mind if I keep the little brothers, do you?
No, I really just want the sword. And then as he kind of looks at it, he goes, "Oh, you haven't talked to this one at all."
I was gonna say I didn't get a chance to really sit down and talk with that one. I didn't know if there was anything.
I've had a connection with him, so I feel like I'm kind of being caught up on everything you've been through, and I haven't felt those in a while. I figured as much that they would take over or had a new master.
Well,
All
I'm
right.
glad we both aren't screwed in this deal then.
Yeah.
What's his name?
Let's find your friend. Uh this one's Chaos.
Oh, that's my name.
It's a title you probably have to fight with him over. Let's go to the throne room and we'll pick up your friend. I guess Shati, you were in one of the other royal uh bedrooms, and so they grab you, and Akron's gonna say, I don't think you guys have any idea on how to run this stuff, do you?
There's definitely gonna need to be some advisement, I would imagine.
Right. So this one, and he points to Shati, this one's the advisor.
I'm gonna have advisors.
All right. Does he have like a pin or insignia or something like that? Maybe one that you found in the vault or something.
Yeah,
Because
I
I
would
remember.
imagine we would figure something out, even if it's something where it's like if I have the blacksmith, uh, once things are squared away, kind of put something together. But something even temporary for now. There's gonna be some sort of thing.
All right. Are you giving him any title?
Shathid?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know what.
Sir Theed.
That is 100% going to happen, but I was thinking of like you're gonna have like the title of Sir for being in this new royal family, I suppose. And I didn't know if there was any role that Kevin had in mind, but it's up to you.
D- you will be known as Darth Theed.
Wow, that's
Or
honestly
daft
not
shit.
bad.
Henceforth. And then there you go. All right. So that is your title. Are you giving him any other roles, or is he just kind of be like, Do you guys? I feel like you guys need to work this out.
Yeah, I think we have like it's kind of I know that trying to have him specifically do things like commanded isn't necessarily the way that to use him optimally. So it's kind of like having him there is a helpful balance in certain ways.
All right. So you notice when you give him a title, you feel some pressure on your crown, and give. We're not going to give a roll. Sure. Yeah. Let's do a roll. Give me a perception check, Kevin.
Okay, that's a lot of just like regular rolls, but 17.
All right. So you feel like they're out of your crown that's kind of hovering above your head. It's almost like ethereal in nature that something is actually resting there. So you're noticing something different. I'm going to say that you reach up and grab it, and we're going to say that this is some kind of badge. It can take the form of whatever you want, but it has that ethereal nature that your crown does, and you're welcome to give this to Shathid.
Your crown just
I'm gonna say-
produces badges? Oh, fuck.
And
So
hey,
tell us what
before
we
you
see.
before I hear anything out of you, you do need stinking badges. And I toss you the ethereal badge, and I'm hoping it kind of like floats where I want it to and pins to you, kind of ethereally.
Sure.
On my
how
shell.
How do you paint like this picture? Like does it like it's ethereal in nature? Maybe it's animated and then it moves around until it gets to a point where it sticks to them.
Yeah,
But
I almost imagine it as like almost like those things in like video games where like if like an arrow is going this way, if it hits like the character's hitbox, it like might even move the character there so that they get hit by it. So it's kind of one of those things where like I just toss it up and it spins in the air and then it just like locks at one point in the air and just kind of floats to his shell and just kind of like the front part of his shell and just kind of puts, I don't know if that like, I don't know exactly what the thing is. I don't know if you want it on like
What are you saying right now, bro?
a badge. It's going to be going on to you.
No, I get that. It just sounds so dumb the way you're describing it. No, I'm just playing. All right, cool.
So-
Let's badge me up, video
I
game
throw it
style.
out and then it floats and like pins to like his, chest or something.
All right. And what's it? Is it like your face? Is it just like a goblin's face? Is it like a spider? Is
Yes.
it?
You know what? It is just a little picture of my face, just like
All right. Perfect.
with just the crown and just it's just an upper part. You see like me with like my arms too as well, just like an upper part of my body, and I've got like my daggers, and I'm like So that's the badge.
Sweet. All right. So let's go. All right. I'm gonna go over here. So all right. So I'm gonna go out and grab these people. The first kind of people, they are saying that they used to be hand to the king, or they know that you've had there's new rulership, and they're kind of taking advantage of the situation, I guess. So I'll go grab them.
The Jews. Sorry, that's fucked.
Dude, that was priceless. You're just like that was perfect timing. Dude.
All right, one sec.
Just imagine they're all Zoidbergs. Wait, that's also Jewish. Shit.
Could I get a tea with that?
Is he Jewish?
They kind of play him off to be that kind of person, yeah.
Oh. I'd have to.
But like New York Jew.
Oh,
Well,
okay.
mixed with a little bit of like like who is it, Curly from the Three Stooges, when he's like woo woo woo, and he like fucking shuffles away.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
I definitely
Yeah.
pick up on that stuff. But I don't know the like different, I guess, highly specified stereotypes.
Everybody knows this fucking stereotypes of Jews, man.
Well,
Except for Kevin.
some of
that's
them.
that's
yeah,
his
I didn't know
disability,
the
man. Don't
specific,
call him out
like,
on it.
You don't know the
nuances and stuff of the New
idiosyncrasies?
York Jew.
All hail the New York Jew. Wait, no.
It's NYJ. I mean, dude, NYJ. You see their shirts all the time.
Yeah, they're really saying New York Jews.
It's got nothing to do with the Jets.
All right, so in front of you, there are 3 creatures that approach you, and they are looking to be advisor to the king. They all want to be like the top spot, and this one is Elena, and she was the advisor to the royal family prior to all this stuff going down. She didn't have any interaction with the who is it? The Eladrin, but she worked with the royal family before. She the her claim is that she can make sure the city stays united. She thinks that having someone from the previous leadership will comfort the people and know that even though changes will be made, that they have someone to speak for them to remain the same. And that's kind of like her point right there.
Okay.
Is this the
Next
following
one.
day?
Yes.
Am I there, or have I not come back there yet?
Not yet.
Okay.
Then we have this guy who is a drow. Okran vouches for this guy in particular. He goes, I know of him. He's made a name of himself, and he's advised. Well,
I was gonna say, can I like subtly cast light at this guy?
Jesus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, like, you know how like people like kind of like reflect something in your face like without you knowing where the light source is coming from? That's kind of what I want to do to him.
Okay, so
You sure you want to
all
do
right,
that to Shredder?
you're just trying to do something like reflective, like you have like your axe or club or something, and you're trying to find like a shiny thing coming
I don't
through
have
the
an
windows.
axe. I have the ability to cast as a cantrip light.
Yeah. The way that
They'll
you explained it, I thought you were
definitely
trying
see
to
you do
reflect
that,
it off
though.
of natural light.
Yeah, I'm gonna bounce it off of like something in the room.
Bounce it off of something in the room.
Yeah, but like,
All right.
come back in a really shithedy way.
Okay, so I'm just gonna let you know. All right, just give me an intelligence check.
No.
All right.
I rolled.
Okay.
I rolled a 20.
A natural 20. Okay.
No,
Natural
not
or
a natural. No, just regular.
just total. Yeah. So you kind of realize that you can definitely do this, but he is going to be just confused by you, because if you're looking to give him like really annoy him, or like how drow have disadvantage in seeing sunlight, you realize that you could cast light, and like he's in bright light right now and he can see fine, but it's sunlight that disturbs his vision. So I'm gonna say that you cast light, and then you're kind of like working on slowly like getting it in his eye, and he's just like distracted and confused.
I thought
just,
I
like,
was trying to do it subtly so he doesn't see it's me.
he doesn't see it's you. I'm giving
So
that
he-
to you.
Okay, good, motherfucker.
Sorry.
I'm trying to...
So if I said he sees you, I'll backtrack. He's just confused why, like, yeah. After like a couple times, first you start off stealthily, but then like when he looks at you, you kind of bring it away, and but it doesn't have like the same effect that I think that you were intending on. It's not like really
Yeah, I
messing
was
him up.
intending for him to laugh a little.
Okay. Well, all right, that worked. And
The light goes in his face. He screams, "I wanted you to laugh. What are you doing?"
I was
This
like, brighten up a
guy's-
little.
This guy's name is Arwell, and he has led many kingdoms to prosper, and he believes that he would be great for the job to have Selvendar recover quickly from all the damage that has been done through battle. That would be his promise. And then this guy, this last one, is John Gobblecon. And
Oh,
Oh,
Goblicon.
the Goblicons.
And
the
he
Gobblecon fan?
says he comes up and he goes, "Hey,
I want this guy.
my platform is that we need a gimmick, and I think that we should dress up everyone in goblins, and if they don't, no one gets out alive, and that's my platform." And that's kind of what he's going off there.
What I
And-
like about this guy, and I know I'm not in the room, is that it looks like he's got a press shirt on, and then the shittiest like faux military coat on top of it. That's what I like. That's what I like about that guy.
Well, he might be going to a party, at a bar.
This is his best attire.
This is his going out attire.
This is it. This is fair.
This is his meeting with the king attire.
Yes.
Fuck. Alright. So, I saw that it was a goblin. I didn't see it was this goblin. Okay.
This is fucking hysterical.
That was excellent. Okay. So. Shit. What I would like to do is... I would like to accept them all. The thing is that I would like... okay, the names escape me, but...
There's Elena.
Elena, right. I would like to see if she would... I would offer her to continue to be... advising the royal family and lean to Noelle and ask, it's like, is she an acceptable advisor for you?
I guess I'm just gonna go complete sexism here and just say that it's a woman meeting a woman, and they're just gonna be not a fan of each other right away. It's like I'm the hot elf lady here, and this other lady's trying to get in my territory. So that's the kind of vibe you get, I guess.
Okay. So we'll circle around back to that.
Yeah, it's just like, hey, I want to hire that really hot nanny, and then your wife's like, what? We're gonna hire the... Yeah.
And so it's kind of like, all right, if there's anything that we need, do you want John Gobblecon watching them? John Gobblecon of Necro Gobblecon?
Right, yeah, of Necro Goblin. It's right now. You gotta pick him right now.
Right now! So,
Right now!
because I what I wanted to do was offer her to have the position of continuing to advise the royal family. I want to have John Gobblecon around at all times, and
Okay.
I think Arwen.
I love where his head's at.
Arwen, like John Gobblecon is going to be like, he's not going to be my right hand man. That's Shathid, but I definitely need to have John Gobblecon always there to. It's like, all right, John, what are you thinking? Okay, all right, and then I'm thinking Arwen.
He's also to your right. There we go.
Yeah. He's
So
my second
when
right
you
hand.
say that you want John Gobblecon, Akron is just kind of like, oh my god, now there's two of them. Like, Jesus. Looking at him and Shathid, and they're like right next to each other, and they seem, I guess they're gonna go off and be like, yeah, this sounds like great plans. All right, so it sounds like you want Elena for still outreach to the community.
Yes, absolutely.
But Black Dynamite. Sells drugs.
Having
she would-
just a straight up elf who's gonna be able to be like, hey, what's going on? And then having this guy who is like an advisor that's led things to prosperity in the past. I'm definitely gonna be relying on his knowledge as well. But yeah, definitely want to have. I mean, this is the the ideal situation of Queen Marjorie and then King fucking what's his name, Tyrion Lannister as well.
Right.
Tywin, I'm sorry.
You have I'm just letting you know that we're kind of going off of a fictitious number of how much gold you actually have, and you saw that you have plenty of it.
Yep.
But you can hire all these guys for now, but it's going to start to dwindle, paying these people over time, and then rebuilding the city. So for how long you can employ everybody, if you come up and you're just like, I'm employing this one, you have the staff to run the castle. You have repairs to the city. Like they have so much gold because they are, taxing all of the people and all of the different layers of the city.
Oh, absolutely, 100%. But
I'd recommend cutting taxes for the rich. They're the one who are supplying the jobs, so they'll be able to reinvest in us if we can give them a little tax incentive.
Hey man, this is a magical world. Anything can happen.
Even Reaganomics.
That could actually work in this fictional world.
Trickle down finally trickles down.
And with John Goblikon here, who knows? That trickle down might be more literal than we originally thought.
He seems to have like a ton of plans. He also doesn't seem like he's the most reliable of the advisors, but like he's ambitious.
I don't know about that.
I love the ambition and drive on this guy.
So
I feel like we might have to actually find the Necrogoblikon now that John is here.
The Goblikon, Necrogoblikon.
All right. So excellent. So with that,
she will, like, you told her to like start outreach to the city, so she'll say, "Is there any message you want me to deliver to the people?"
Kind of like the thing I've been saying, where it's just like all races are going to be, accepted. There's no need for fighting any longer. Everyone can stay and be safe in the city of Green Shadow.
Until Lord Umber returns and kills everyone.
We do have. That is probably one of the major issues that we probably need to discuss further. I know that there are more people who want to meet with you, but I feel like before I head out to the city, we need to take this council of advisors and find out everyone's opinion. Because you see that the High Elves, there are pretty much 3 layers to the city: the Outer Rim, the Mid Rim, which is kind of like the higher ups, and then the center one is the actual castle itself that has its own defense along
Ba
around
Sing
the tree.
Se.
Yeah, Ba Sing Se, Attack on Titan, something like that.
It's a long, long way to Ba Sing Se, but the girls.
I never realized how much Lucas sounds like Uncle Ira.
You're welcome.
You're welcome.
That's the character, dude. That's the Oogway as well. It's a combination of all those guys.
Yeah, he's wise.
Right.
He's dumb. It's great.
He's just enjoying life. Like, he's balancing on a stick. That's his pie show. So,
or tea, or. But yeah, okay. So what's everyone thinking on that then? What's and it's Arwen, right?
Yes, Arwen.
Arwen. Okay, Arwen, Elena, John Goblikon.
Gabba gabba.
So what's everyone thinking then?
All right. Well, Ogren's going to say, well, we do have a couple more people who do want to meet with you. we have some more meetings. I don't know if we can get into that right now, but there's also just a whole section of the castle that was run by the court wizard, and we'll have to figure out that if you don't mind.
Absolutely. So is it something where before she goes out, because it sounded like Elena was trying to head out right away, but
Yeah.
if not, it's something where I was going to suggest that she stays and kind of sees, and so that way she can advise me based on what the message she wants or she thinks we want to send to everyone based on what she sees in court today.
Yeah, she wants to. It's just a big change to the city because
absolutely.
of how segregated the high elves were from the rest, and we'll have to see how the rest of the city just responds to that. And then orcs being a new race in the city, and then apparently there's goblins now because there's John Gobblecon there. So there are a bunch of travelers that are coming in. You do have part of a wall that is down currently, and
Oh my
because
god,
of the
it
orcs
is Bossing Say.
coming in. I mean, the walls aren't as big. It's not like an indestructible city, but
Is there
yeah.
a drill?
There's no drill. There were
There is no
siege.
war.
It was called the Dildozer.
The Dildozer.
Have you ever seen Idiocracy?
Yeah.
Not enough to remember that, unfortunately. But that was
Well, then you need to
very
watch
fun.
it at least 3 more times so you can get caught up on some modern history.
Like from the toilet.
Exactly.
All right, what are these guys?
All right, let's check out this one. All right, this is the court wizard. He's a high elf, so he's already been running stuff here already. His name is Ned. I'm not sure if I'm going to say it right, but Nelizer. Nellaser. Nelizer.
Nelazar.
Nelazar?
I mean, I wanted to say Nelazar, absolutely. But
Nabisco? His name is Nabisco?
Yeah. His name's Rice-A-Roni.
San Francisco treat.
So Nelazar. I don't know if I'm gonna not say Nelazar. Nelazar.
Yeah. Nelazer. Yeah, Nelazar. Yeah.
All right, if we can go with Nelazar, I'm all in.
Yeah, I'm whatever way you want to pronounce this for sure.
All right.
Cool. I mean, I came up with R. Kelly in the other one. I was just like, can he be R. Kelly? And you're like, that's so fitting. So there you go.
We can make that happen. All right, so Nelazar is the court wizard.
Yes, he's the court wizard. I had these professions. They all add different bonuses, but of course, can't find that now. All right, so he specializes in what is it?
I again look at his eyes.
He's proficient.
In eyes?
Do something with the in
That's
eyes.
called a perception, Lucas. If you're gonna DM, you have to figure that one out.
Shit. My bad, brother.
He specializes in making. He's similar to Torkel in your campaign, where he specializes in like researching and making scrolls. So that's something that
he's also really good at dishes.
He does. Yeah, of course. Can conjure water and stuff.
He specializes in cooking, bakery, generally.
No, just cleaning dishes. He's not good at cooking at all.
Okay. Alright, so Nelazar makes scrolls and such.
And such.
I cannot spell today. All right,
He
I'm putting their
also
names
really
so I
likes
never forget them.
pantaloons.
Yeah, definitely put those in the icons.
All right, did I bring him up? Okay, yeah,
Yes.
I think I did. So
Yep,
then,
you got him.
all right, next one. This guy looking like a classic wizard.
He's the assistant to the regional wizard.
This guy is Eli, and he specializes in brewing potions.
How is he at
And
brewing beer?
not a stranger to it, but it might have some
Effects.
side effects from if he uses the same,
Who
The
doesn't want
residue
beer that
from
has
the
side
vials.
effects?
yeah. And there's a lot of experiments, so if you do that, like I'm going to say that you guys don't know about cross contamination just yet, so there's going to be some interesting things that happen if you make him the brewer as well. But that's Eli, and he is proficient in making potions.
Excellent.
What did they call weed in Tolkien's like Lord of the Rings? Was it like
Long bottom
underroot?
leaf.
Longbottom leaf. He looks like he's definitely all about longbottom leaf, and I love this guy. This I know I'm
This
not
is
in the room. This is Captain Codpiece. I love it.
this is
Oh, I got
Breda.
some real cool code piece too. Okay, so sorry. Short Toki walks in.
Yeah, short Toki. It's Braid. His name is Breda Ha, and he says he specializes in transmutation magic, and that if he is chosen, he can augment people in different ways.
Wait, in
I
good
think
ways or just in ways he chooses?
Just fucks everyone up. That's like,
all these they're all
You've got a
wizards.
lizard wing. You've got a lizard.
yeah.
They're all wizards. They're all very strange, and they don't really seem willing to work together. Like the advisors are just like, of course, my king and everything. These guys are kind of like this.
I'm
I
a
want my
wizard or-
space to work in, and that's kind of what they're going for. So there's kind of one bonus that you could really look at.
Yeah.
Not to influence the actual decision, but I remember you saying that you were looking for
Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking with
the armor.
This guy.
Yeah, so he would be the route if you wanted to go that way, but it would also take like a lot of time, and it would also like on top of already producing it through like being a black like the blacksmith would need to do it, and then he would need to do magic like maybe along the way or at the very end, so it would just double the time that it would take to make plate armor, and that takes like quite some time, like 3 months. So,
Okay.
but if you're looking for a future with that, where you're like, hey, the high guards are going to have that type of armor, then go
Like-
for it.
I guess my question is kind of like, and I'm not going to hold you to this, but like, how long would it take to make like enough where like a lot of guys, like you said, the high guard or something would be able to have those? Is that like a year and then, they can start being branched out from there or something, or?
Yeah, if you wanted like it's going to take a lot of money, and the more money you throw at it, the quicker it can get done. But he would also need to train people to show them how to transmutate the armor, and then you would also need like send out a message to every forge master and be like, start making these types of armor and send it to the castle, and then you probably get probably 20 in a year,
Okay.
I'd say.
Yeah, well, we need 40,000 a day for every citizen. Okay.
40,000 per citizen.
A day.
Yeah. Every single day. Okay. So, I do want to consult with Shathid on this one, because this is something where he also has, and potentially Akron, but I'm starting with Shathid, where I'm going to ask him what he thinks of the thought process of making like armor like Maxim had. And making that armor, and it would be something where like the high guard would have it, and eventually we can start like, I'm thinking mass producing maybe like a smaller, like not as strong version, or even if
Hey, John Gobblecon, make them look like goblins.
Shathid goes, I like where this guy's head's at.
Okay, so I think what we need to do then is we need to go, if we're going for a goblin effect, we have to go mass produce. We wouldn't be able to have the quality of Maxims, but we would have to make them so that they could look like goblins and have some sort of benefit.
Put the whole troop in armor.
Yeah, so is that something that we could shift instead of having like the ultra super good ones, like a lot of, good. It's all right.
You're saying give us a little more show and a little less substance.
Well, like, and like just, I guess the good one is quantity over quality on this one. You know?
I think Breda will step forward, and if you can give me a sample of this armor, I can give you some projections on how much I'm able to recreate it. But this is my specialty, is transforming things.
I'd like to
if you could say that in a more Toki voice, that would be great.
Oh yeah.
Oh, it specializes in
I could definitely copies that for you.
Hey, Quezix.
It's what a duck says.
It's what a duck says. It's a food library.
So this has nothing to do with the adventure, but we've got a number of like ABC books for my daughter, and several of them have a duck.
Why?
When you get to D, and whenever we get to duck, she goes, "Rawr." And I went, what ducks are you seeing that make that sound? But there it is. There it is.
The dino ducks.
Has your daughter ever seen a duck?
Yes.
Like,
that's.
Yeah, they're terrifying, right?
Apparently, they're terrifying, and they sound like demons.
Well, I'm not trying to go too far off track here, but mallard ducks reproduce via gang rape, so they are pretty terrifying.
You're not wrong.
I know I'm not.
Once TJ gave me more info than I needed about ducks, I was just like, they
How
are
does everybody know
terrifying.
too much about ducks?
That's not funny anymore.
Yeah,
So,
ducks look cute, but they have a 9-inch corkscrew penis.
Yep, and the females have an opposite direction corkscrew vagina.
Exactly.
I might.
It's
I might
terrifying. It's like they weren't meant to breed.
With false pathways because it's a fucking dungeon, I guess.
Yeah.
So
if I just throw ducks at you, it's the most horrifying thing. So your daughter is spot on, dude. They're horrifying.
Yeah. They're horrifying. They're almost as terrifying as dolphins.
If you guys ever read like monsters from Pathfinder, there is a monster that has like a duck penis, and that's how it like impregnates you when it attacks you. Like it latches on you and gets you. It's gross.
Wow. I don't want that.
So we're not going to have it. Sounds great.
Yeah.
I know what I'm adding to my campaign. Corkscrew penis guy.
How did your character die? Oh, it was impregnated by some duck penis.
Oh yeah, the creature literally impregnates you, and then within like several hours, the things erupt from you doing more damage as they blow out.
Wait, so it's Alien?
Yeah, basically. But with penis.
You're talking about
But if Alien was made in Japan originally.
No, because then you'd have people moaning.
Don't the mind flayer reproduce that way?
Always.
Is it a type of mind flayer?
The mind. Well, so what happens with the mind flayer is they impregnate you with the mind flayer young, and then they take over the host body, and then the host body turns into a mind flayer.
Well, they don't impregnate. They go in the ear or something, eat the brain.
Yeah, we all of us have seen Stranger Things. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, honestly, the most horrifying thing about that's horrifying because you lose yourself as a person while that happens.
In the moment.
To me, but to me, the thing that's crazy is that when they don't do that to you, they literally grab your head with their like octopus tentacles and then with a beak bite into the back of your skull and just suck your brain out. And that's what they do. Like that's like I played in a campaign where that happened to like several of the
Yeah.
people in the group when we fought a mind flayer, and I was like, what the fuck? Because I didn't know that was a thing.
Yeah, I think I would still rather go that way than be impregnated by something and then live through that. Have you guys seen the
And
new
then have
season
it
of Rick and
burst
Morty?
fucking open.
I haven't
in
watched
you,
all
at
of
least
it yet.
I'm
Why?
dead.
I think
Well,
you would know if
I'm trying to
Well,
remember the episodes.
if you ever play Neverwinter, not Neverwinter, is it Neverwinter? Well, D&D online, like or D&D like online, whatever they call it. At one point, when you're running around doing like the adventures, you come across somebody who has been impregnated with a mind flayer baby, and he's basically like, "I need you to do all these things, and then I need you to kill me because I'm losing it, like, and I'm not gonna live through this." So it's fucked. It's totally fucked. But
That's
cool.
pretty
Yeah.
hardcore. It's fucking metal. All right, so what does Auckland think he can get like a piece of Maxim's armor?
Sure. I'm on it.
Cool.
Okay. So you're siding with Breda, right?
Well, what I'm thinking is number one, number two, because if he's not able to really do what we want with the armor, which if he's not, it's fine. But I think then we want to keep the high elf in place to just see like, yep, status quo, but different things a little bit. But you guys aren't losing everything. But I'm thinking, well, definitely leaning towards Breda.
All right. And Nesler comes up and is saying like, I built this library. This library is mine. I do not want a dwarf in there with me.
Sounds like the owl from Avatar.
are you
Sorry.
a human? Get out.
I've shared my knowledge before. That whole thing? Yeah.
Yeah.
So you can do that, but there might be some just tension there.
So I guess the question is then what are you proposing?
I suppose I propose that you pick me. Send this dwarf out to where he can work in his own lab. You can still employ him, but he won't have my resources. These are mine. The dwarf will come forward and he'll say, if I don't have access to the castle itself, it might take longer for me to come up with everything I need to make what I need to make. The resources here in the castle are essential.
Yeah. So I'm gonna say I need that armor then. If you
Right.
and I'm talking to I forget his name now, Nelzavar or something, and it's like I'm not trying to take things away, but I need this city to be strong if we're going to protect the citizens of it. And to do that, I need someone
Arwell
who's
will
able
come
to
over
create this
and
armor
he
to
says
have access
he
to
says
the resources.
Arwell comes over and he supports your decision on that, and he says, I think you should send this big guy to escort him out. We don't want this wizard to take anything.
Oh, absolutely. I if he's like leaving, then yeah, absolutely that. Because if he were something where it's like he was just kind of, he would still be willing to be here and stuff, then great. If not, then yeah, I'm definitely not having him
Yeah,
steal.
they seem like they weren't willing to work with each other before. Not so much as like a money thing with the advisors, but they seem like they're just not willing.
Yep.
So Arcus kind of walks out and guides them out.
Yeah, that's understandable. Unfortunate, but understandable.
But that leaves Toki, so we're good.
Right.
And then he says, "Thank you, my lord." And he goes, "I will go over to my quarters, and I will expect the armor to be delivered later today." And he'll walk out as well.
I lean over to Fizzette and I say, "Man, this shit's easy as fuck."
Dude, I was going to lean over to you and say the same thing, or what, depending on what you were said, I was going to be like, dude, this shit's pretty easy. And then you say that, and I'm like, I fucking know, right? Like, we have all these advisors, and it's just like, this is fucking easy. I mean,
This is fucking easy, bro.
dude, we're crushing it, fucking, you know. And then I hold out my hand for like a fist bump, and then like I don't know if you automatically do it, but at this point I've kind of gotten drunk with power, and I command you to do it. And it's
There's no
oh,
need.
sorry, force of habit.
I volunteer that up. There's no need. I'm
no.
in a good mood.
I know, and I throw out the command, and it's just like, dude, I'm sorry, I don't even need to do that.
All right.
Just a little drunk with power. It's new. It's fun.
With this next one, Shathid, you start to sense some kind of dark presence. No one around you, but you start to feel uneasy, and you're kind of looking around, and then all of a sudden you realize that you don't have control of where you're looking anymore, and you slowly turn around, and you see this fucking guy.
What the fuck?
Does he sound like this? Hello.
And he goes, "I have a letter for you. Your eyes only." And then he's like, "I think that's everything." And then he just kind of slowly walks out like he didn't
Bye.
just somehow fucking invade
Here.
the fucking throne room. And you get the sense that this is the most magical man in all of the land. And
Oh my god, it is magic,
Yeah,
man.
I'm like halt, and he just doesn't even stop at all.
yeah.
You know what?
You-
I assume he would probably turn around and be like, "Nope, not what does he say? Nope, I think that was it," and then just turns around and keeps going. It's like, wait,
Yeah.
what the fuck?
No, he
How
like
you just-
he, like if you had like a pet, like a dog, he'd be like, "You're a noodle," and it would just turn into a noodle, and you walk out of the room.
you look out the window and you're like still disturbed by him, and you're looking out, and then all of a sudden he just braces, and there's a giant that just fucking slams down, and he flies off into the sky, and that's just how he travels.
What the fuck?
Whee!
That honestly reminds me of General Tao in the original Dragon Ball when he fucking chops down a tree, throws it
Yeah.
far, and then jumps on it to fly somewhere. It's absolutely outrageous, and I'm like, I mean, the physics doesn't not make sense. It's just highly improbable that would work.
right.
So one of the coolest things that happened in like the comics in the 90s was that you had your superheroes like Thor and whatever that could fly, and then you had the Hulk who just jumped and kept up with fucking flying superheroes. Like, what?
He just
Okay.
jumped as hard as he could, bro.
Dude, it's just I just find that amazing. That's great. Love it.
I don't know if they did this, but I feel like they would have had to have like had, if Thor was flying at a consistent speed, like Hulk could only talk to him for like a second or two every jump.
Oh, they definitely did it. They
'Cause he
definitely
just-
did it where like Thor would respond and the Hulk would come back like a second later and be like, "What?" Like just like or the Hulk would come back with a comment that he was making when like he fell out of space and then had to jump back into where he was. Yeah, it was great. It was great.
Excellent.
Okay. So if no one got the reference before, I don't think, Lucas, you must have not played Skyrim. And
I
that's the
know that
courier.
is. I know it was Skyrim. I just don't know how that is, and I only know one Skyrim meme.
That's what it is. Looks like that's it. Yeah, so I'm like, halt. And he just goes, looks like that's it. Gotta go. He turns around and I'm like, approach.
Yeah.
And he's just like, looks like that's it. Gotta go. And I'm like,
Yeah.
dude, fuck this. I don't even
Part
know
of-
what's going on.
Part of the thing is when you play Skyrim and then like I've played with mods where I just like go above level 10 and then all of a sudden he's everywhere. Like I just skip ahead a bunch of levels and then he just keeps stopping you to give you shit. And every time he appears, like all of a sudden I'm like, is it frozen? And then my character turns around and looks at me and he's just like, I have a letter for you. And I'm like, Jesus, like what the hell?
So
it just stops everything.
So
And,
that's kind of the thing I was talking about, where it's just like all of a sudden you're doing something and then you're just stopped, and you're moved to where
Right.
your character is supposed to be for this quick cutscene. It's like that was kind of the badge thing.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So anyway,
Glad that came back. So
memes. Also, you see a familiar face approaching and will join you in this last conversation about territory.
Who is it? Who goes there?
Wait, am I surrounded by like two other people? Hold on.
Is that
Am I
Tuca
surrounded by
Rams?
like two other people?
Two other people?
Like, well, so far they've been dealing with like squadrons of 3.
Squadrons of 3, that is true. But these advisors will probably speak for different viewpoints.
I ask.
So
I say, speak your name and who you are.
Announce yourself to the king.
So Barug says, I am Barug, champion of the Orc tribe. And then looks at Fazat and like nods his head, like not nods his head, but like ducks his head, like in as much of a bow as a fucking yak would do. And then
And I say,
Looks-
well, what brings you here, good sir?
I need to make sure my people have been looked after.
Well, where are they?
They are trying to find a home in the Outer Ring, which was promised to them. Does that still hold?
I don't know. Who promised you that?
I'm pretty sure Lord Umbra did.
Oh. Well, I feel like I would have remembered. I've been around him all the time, so sorry. Can't help you.
So Barug just does not respond to you at all. Like, he is speaking directly to Fazat. Like, he hasn't responded to anything that you said.
All right, so because you were responding, so I got confused. But then...
I was just asking questions because I'm playing it off like Shathid has no idea who this person is.
Oh, absolutely. No, I got it. So what's the question was like? Is that promise still good?
My tribe would like to set up in the Outer Ring, specifically in, and then I like show him the areas that Eric had spoken to me about. I suggest that my people can provide a greater defense force for your city of Green Chateau, if allowed to prosper and abide in the following locations. They will provide.
Are
an
they
outer
willing
ring
to
of
dress
defense.
as goblins?
Wait, is that what fucking
Just
Necronomicon says?
John Gobblecon here.
Yeah.
John Goblicon, are they willing to dress as goblins?
Baruch like stops and says, "I do not speak to you," and then goes back to it's speaking to Fizat, and it's just like, "We are willing to provide the external support for this city in all defensive matters, provided we are allowed to live, thrive, and develop in the following areas," and basically points out where Eric had said.
I lean over to Fizat and I say, man, this guy is wicked articulate.
King, John Gobblecon. I don't want him out of here alive. I'm just waiting until these jokes fall flat.
John, I'll take that under advisement, but I think last time we were in here, I left alive because he was also in here. So first thing is, yeah, obviously that's still on the table. Yeah, we can get the orcs in here, absolutely. We've got what was it? The chief wanted to be an advisor or something like that. Have a seat at have a voice at the table, or so to speak. I think was the case. So
Baruch says, I believe that if you were to offer the chief perhaps a title or a placeholder such as like head of defense, even if it's just for the outer ring, that would placate the tribe.
Well, he definitely wanted to have. Who was it? Was it something?
The chief seeks to find a place for his tribe to thrive that does not need them to travel in a nomadic state.
Oh, yeah,
Right now, they are being guided to find specific resources that they can take and develop, such as blacksmiths, etc. There may even be a way that they could aid in your most recent court acquisitions guidance for armor and whatnot, if so chosen.
Oh yeah, dude. I mean, this was already the promise that I had made, so I don't know of any reason why I would say no to this.
Is there anything that you, in return, would ask of them besides defense of the outer ring for the city?
Yeah, nothing in particular that I'm thinking of currently. I mean,
they do tend to make a very bad smelling shit. Should they put that somewhere?
Yeah, well, we're going to be working on the infrastructure. We've got elves here. We're going to have to figure out how we do that because, they're not going to want to be around that. So I need to get some people on that. But they're going to have to abide by that. If we've got rules in place, we can't have them just shitting out in the street wherever they feel like. So just, get in here, follow the rules.
This will be a hard sell, but I will return with good news and bad shit news.
Well, there's...
Use it for war.
There's a little bit more that I'm going to say for Tom. They do want to still act independently. Although they are allied with the crown, they still want to be their own people. And this area, it might the conflict here might be that they want an area to themselves that they control. So it's almost like you go into a whole new city, that they are controlling and policing, but they also will work well. Like they're under your kingdom, but they are you're the king, but they're he's like
I thought that the outer ring.
Or something.
Well, so I thought the outer ring was so big that it would be impossible for them to effectively do that, right? Like I thought, so they may be recognized as a power in the outer ring, and they may be recognized as like their guardians, but
everyone here knows that the outer ring, that the amount of orcs there are cannot take up the entire outer ring. But
right.
they did want a specific part of the outer ring that I'm leaving up to Tom.
So I want to just clarify, because you said Attack on Titan. Is it that type of size outer ring? Because I was thinking Selvendar as like almost like here's the one part, here's another bigger part, here's another bigger part that's all connected and it's one like big city. But is it something where it's like, yeah, there's the castle and like a city around it, but then there's a big open area with other things? I just don't know the scope of it.
And I was thinking that like when I spoke to Eric about like finding the defensive and the manufacturing positions that the orcs could move into, that would provide them the autonomy that we're talking about, in the sense that like they're not ruling the ring and they have jurisdiction over themselves, but they answer to Fizat as like the prince or like the king, the king of this region.
Ultra Emperor, please. Thank you.
I wasn't going to go that far, but
I know, but you should, because that's the title.
But at the same rate, like they're because of their because of they don't have enough people, like in order for them to provide the support that they're willing to provide to this new king, they would have to take these spots and then would have to focus on those things, and that the whatchamacallit, that like the chieftain would literally be like part of like a military council that would come back and report on, like, this particular position is failing, I don't have enough men to man this kind of thing. So like, TJ, are you saying that like they want more autonomy than that, or that's what they were?
You're spot on with them working with Fizzat still. It's that they want a place for freedom, so they want to be able to decide the laws in a certain section. And I just drew this over here. I don't know if you're over there, but this is pretty much how how it will be layered. Is that the middle would be the castle itself, a couple different homes for everyone that's working in the castle and everyone who has the security pass to be there and whatnot. And then the outer side, this is like really nice homes and whatever. You can think of it more of like, I don't know, like a gated community or some shit. And then out here is just like everyone else is just the majority of the city.
All right.
And they want just a particular part in the outer rim where there's just like you cross here. Yeah.
Baru will pitch that as well. Baru will say, the orcs also request to have an autonomous zone in which they can conduct themselves as they see fit. I understand that will mean a relocation of citizens of your city, but I think for what the orcs have conquered and gotten, and for the continued defense of this city that they are willing to provide Green Shadow, that there should be a considered request.
Sir. John Gobblecon. We're gonna. I know the guy, the wizard dude. He said that he could change things into other things. I suggest we just change everyone into goblins. There's just too much going on here. All these other people wanting this and that. Everyone be goblins. There we go.
I mean, that is probably the most like simple way to take care of the race thing.
Thank you, sir.
First race war, huh?
Excellent point. You know what? I think what we're gonna have to do is I need you to look into that. See how we can get this on. Get this going.
All right. Okay. All right. I could do that. I'll go find that guy, the Buddha or something.
All right. So I accept, but it has to be with conditions. I can't have, depending on the situation, I can't have, I have to be able to eliminate certain things. But, I mean...
I will go back and speak with the chieftain, but what is it that you seek or you need for controls?
Oh, that not much. I mean, we're gonna be good. We just... with people around to really have everyone working together and to have the orcs be accepted, it has to be something where everyone has to look at each other equally, and it has to be something where if the orcs are doing stuff and they're part of the police force, it's got to be something where we have everyone on the same page. And yes. I just can't have, I don't know, I can't give just like free reign to be like, yeah, just go and do whatever. Unless we're just going, hey, let's go anarchy.
So I understand your point. My question to you is, if the orcs choose defensive platforms and locations and are willing to commingle with the citizens of the Outer Ring, are you willing to allow them to take over the defensive positions that they choose so that they can best maintain the defense of the city?
Yeah, I mean, we're going to have, everyone doing that we have, because I'm sure there are different people that we've got magic casters that we're going to want defending in certain places. So absolutely,
May I suggest that perhaps a liaison could speak to the peoples that the orcs will be dislocating as they take over those locations.
Dislocating? What do you mean by dislocating?
Think about taking your shoulder and ripping it out of its socket.
Yeah, but how does that... Yeah, no, I get that. I just don't see how it applies here.
It's true.
If there is a position that is being occupied by families and or citizens of this city that the orcs deem a defensive protocol, the orcs will take that, and you will have dislocated citizens.
Oh, you mean relocated? Relocated.
A liaison of some sort
okay.
that will work with these people to move them peaceably as the orcs move into these new locations.
I lean over to Fizzat and I say, well, for as articulate as this guy is, he's an idiot. And I don't say it quietly.
I kind of lean over and it's just like, yeah.
King Fizzat, I believe your advisor is an idiot. And I'm not whispering either.
So, I would hope so, because otherwise I'm not going to hear
I
it.
kick back like Hubert Farnsworth and I say, at least I'm not old.
You're older than me.
How old do you think I am? I'm fucking 13. Fuck you. So I'm gonna actually lean to Arwen and say, I think this sounds like a plan. Do you think organizing, relocating people in defensive positioning would be something that we could take care of easily?
It is strange because there seems to be, in this city in particular, that they all want to be separate. And it doesn't seem like they're unified. And it seems like we need to... This might not be the priority, and if this is the route we need to take now, then that's the simplest route we can take, is try to make everyone happy. But as soon as you move the orcs over, there are going to be people who are refugeed, and we need to figure out where to put them.
Right. And that's
how about the Outer Rims?
That's the question I'm asking, where if we could get some sort of a account from, people who are in charge of this sort of thing and seeing excuse me, what type of numbers we have, of people who have their homes destroyed or different
Lord
things that
Fizzat,
happen.
I have a suggestion.
So it's like, how many people do we have to figure out homes for and stuff?
Well, many see
Lord
these
Fizzat, I have a
orcs as
suggestion.
invaders.
What was that, TJ?
Many see these orcs as invaders, and then you're rewarding with the invaders by giving their homes to the invaders. It's going to raise some tensions. We would need to...
Lord Fizzat, I have a suggestion.
Don't listen to him.
1 second. So, Arwen, what were you saying?
As soon as you take away their homes and you make the people refugee, there's going to be more tension. Everyone is kind of cohesive because of the fear, and they're shaken from battle. But I see that this would cause some kind of uprise that we want to keep low. And with the entire southern sector in ruins right now, it's not maybe an eighth of the entire circle that is just completely destroyed. There are homes that are lost, shops, stuff like that. So we are kind of low on space, so we need to find out a home for those people, as well as the people that the orcs want to take over that area.
I would like to meet with the best carpenters that we can find.
Jesus.
Lord Fizzat, I have the suggestion.
And go over these sort of things later, where we figure out how we're going to be rebuilding that sector to accommodate for everything that we need. But yes, I definitely
have something lined up for that.
Can you guys hear me at all?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Okay.
I was
Yeah,
just saying,
you're
yeah,
not
Baruch.
in this discussion. It's an internal discussion.
You're not
between
in this
the-
discussion. You're just the asshole on the side of the throne that no one listens to.
But
Right.
I'm in the council still, so I can still hear all this.
Well, so yeah, I turn to you, Baruch, and say, yes, you have a suggestion?
I suggest we do the following. Anyone who's unwilling to live amongst the orcs, move them to the next ring, and have those elites that have homes that can spare provide space for these refugees. Those who
Yes.
are willing to live with shut up, turtle. Those who are willing to work with the orcs, live amongst them, and that the orcs themselves will provide aid to rebuild the city that they themselves have helped destroy. You, as ruler of Green Shadow, make a proclamation that demands all to accept all, whether they're horrible, horrible goblin kinds like the one to your left, or even worse turtle kind. But everyone must work together to make this city work. That is my suggestion.
You just insulted his race.
So
Yeah,
does,
you just
does he
insulted
not
both
have
of our
special
races,
eyes?
and you said my race was. You said my race wrong. It's turtle.
I didn't stutter.
I mean, this is an obvious banishment from the kingdom. Kill them all. Tom, why do you do this to your characters? Why do you set them up for death? You're just antagonizing.
The only thing that would make today better, today has done thus far, is if Fizzat stabs you in the throat for no reason right now. That would
Listen.
really be the greatest end of
Dude,
it.
it's his birthday.
I exactly why he deserves more shit. I learned the hard way that you have to do the right amount of prodding and poking because otherwise your party will just fucking kill you. I tried doing that with TJ in the first campaign, and then I pulled out that sword.
So here's the thing:
and
is
TJ
I think
fucking
the
lost his
proper
shit
amount
on
of
me.
prodding and poking was discovered in what, the third round of the first game when TJ was going to cut your head off, and I went,
Yeah,
"Are we
Yeah,
going
Can you
to do
imagine
this? I mean,
how
we can
different
do
everything
this."
would be?
Right.
No baller ever, just an entirely, or Balmir, just an entirely different character.
Well, also no baller because of that.
No baller. Yeah.
Oh, I
Yeah,
know what you
that's
guys.
true.
If you guys knew this, I had a backup character for Balmir because I know I was close to death a couple of times, and it was going to be his twin, like long lost brother, and I was gonna try to change the plot twist. Like how his brother was killed by dragons or whatever. His name was gonna be like, Reamlab. It was basically Balmir backwards. It was stupid as shit, and he was a pacifist healer. It was it was hysterical. So I really wish I had gotten to play him, but at the same time, I'm also glad I got to finish with Balmir.
Wait, just as a quick side note, I do have to say that I'm super glad that we got to do Ravenloft before they were like, "You can't say gypsy. That's fucking racist." Like, I'm glad we got to do Ravenloft as Ravenloft was supposed to be.
Today I learned Tom's racist.
You know what? Call me what you will. Call me what you will. But that was a good adventure, and you don't need to fuck with it. It's just fine the way it is.
I think so
Anyway,
too.
sorry, a sidetrack.
All right. So, yeah, I definitely would be looking for the orcs to help rebuild any of the builders that we can get. Hopefully, they're the skill can combine across
Well,
different.
that's what Barug is suggesting, is that, like, so you've got this force that, like, can provide labor, provided that you're giving them a home. They're going to pick, like, battlements and locations because you're not going to give them a centralized location of their own so that they can maintain. But by doing that, that means that people are getting ostracized. So maybe as the leader, you make the statement that, like, listen, everybody's got to get along. If you can't get along, you're going to get booted. Like, you're out of the city. That's just how it is. Orc, elf, dwarf, goblin, whatever it is. That's how it's going to work. And then I'll bring that message back to the orcs and listen, if you can't play along, you're out. But the chieftain will have a chance to sit at, like, the war council
we will be responsible for the defense of the Outer Ring, and we will be secured in the homes that we find, provided they are in tune with like defending the Outer Ring kind of thing, and that the people who remain here in the Outer Ring with us will be, if not supportive, at least accepting of us.
Yeah, and it's not gonna be something where it's like it's gonna be exclusive to orcs defending, because it's something that's just something that I wanted to avoid. And
So I think what the orcs want to try to maintain their, I know that we're kind of metagaming right now, but like what the orcs want is the orcs want to feel like they have something they can be proud of, and so defense of the Outer Ring is something that they can rally and champion to because that's their home. And so like I'm just saying that like maybe creating like a regiment within Green Shadow's military that's called like I don't know, the Ring Wardens or something like that would make the orcs happy, because it would make them feel like they had a duty and did fit within society, because that's what they did. However, orcs, if they wanted to like try to move into another military regiment, would be accepted, provided that they could pass, like testing requirements or whatever.
I don't dislike that idea.
I was shooting from the hip on that one, but like if we've got this group that's like super gung ho about being proud of what they do, let's make something for them so that they feel that, right?
It also depends on what they're actually thinking, what they want out of it, and it's something where with that we I'm definitely on board with having everyone come in. I want to make sure that we have enough to relocate. We want to rebuild in ways that we have improvements to defense and also living.
So Fazat has accepted the that first group. I know I wasn't in the room, but that first group, like there were 3 people that came in to be sort of like the people that could lead the 8 like Green Shadow into like greatness. And there was an elf woman who was like, everybody should be cool. There was a drow that people were trying to flash lights into. Is the elf woman still there?
Yes.
Okay, so the last thing, not the last thing, but like Barug would like to suggest perhaps she and Eric, the sort of the right hand of the orc chieftain, should talk and try to hash out the best way to make everybody like kind of coincide with each other, because I feel like those two probably have a better idea with like some of the things that we've come up with in this moment on how to make this work for everybody.
Yeah, I'm gonna if this is the last of it, I'm gonna be going back to her for questioning her advisement on that sort of thing. And if we're talking about the orcs and integrating into society, I actually would like her thoughts on if she has any ways that we could kind of soften the blow, because I'm thinking of kind of when we rebuild all of those people who lost their homes and everything, would be able to have a rebuilt sort of structure and things.
She kind of thinks for a bit. Well, there will be people who will lose their homes, more so than just the already ones that are refugeed because of the damage. Because the orcs will want to be in a tight-knit community. Even though we're integrating it still, they'll still want to be neighbors and whatnot. And that will leave people who are still homeless in that area. We could try to spread them out throughout the rim to see what's available, um, and offer them a place for free, and try to do something like that. Um, I don't know how they'll react. Uh, it's being hard to told that you are forced to move, especially for the invaders. So I will try my best, but we just need to see.
Yeah, I can understand that, and that's why what I want to do is, go with, yeah, of course that's not what they want to hear, but what they're gonna get after once we're done, with the cooperation, that they will be in a better situation soon
Hmm.
once we're redone rebuilding.
Elena might say that I suppose that we could try and share the the center the center ring, and then you can kind of see like that probably won't go well with the high elves. And then Noelle speaks up and she says, "My king, that you fought to have the wood elves move in, my people.
Yeah,
I think that they want to live in the center ring.
yeah,
We need to, yeah."
the rings are gonna be going away in terms of the people who are living there. The problem is once we start moving people into the center ring, especially an entire city, coming from the hell. Do we know what that city was called? To the north, where Lord Umbra is now.
Yes, I do have that name. Just gotta find the tab.
But if we have that,
Dorwinian.
what is it?
Dorwinian.
Torwinian. Okay, I don't remember that obviously, but so yeah, if we have lots of people coming in from that and refugees coming in from the outer ring, we're gonna have to be expanding immediately because we're bringing in two cities essentially. So we have to start building immediately so that we can have people have homes. And I think that's the biggest thing that we need to let people know is that we're addressing the situation shortly and they can, see this is what they're going to be getting. And if they don't like it, they have opportunities elsewhere. No harm, no foul. They can leave the city. Or they can
How
work
much
with
do you
us
think
and be rewarded.
to keep people from leaving? Um, we'll definitely need to set up some kind of support for
Yeah.
recovery for the people, shelter and food, that we can show that this new leadership will cares for the people.
Yes. We definitely have to set that up.
Well, we need to figure out how much money you're willing to spend on their support.
Arwen, I need numbers.
All right. Well, I haven't found how much money you have exactly, but uh, is there any kind of treasury you have?
There is.
$5. You can have $5.
So I think that's going to be something that I'll have to discuss with Arwen and uh, bring him to check out the armory or the treasury, so that we can get an accurate count of how much money is in there and what we can do with it, because we're going to need money coming in if we're going to be spending it. So we'll have to figure out what we're doing and how we're doing it.
Yes. All right. So we're going to say that Arwen heads out to find the treasury. So we'll figure that out.
I'll have to meet him there.
We're going to have Elena still say, I will try my best to support the people and awaiting the funds, but I think it'd be good to have some kind of, if I can take the castle staff for now to come out and cook for the people and the refugees,
Yes.
if that would be acceptable.
Absolutely. Take that and find out what some of the most, I guess, urgent things that are required are, so that we can discuss that and figure it out, and
All right.
start addressing the situations to alleviate some of the pressure that people are dealing with.
She says right away, does a bow and walks out. And I think, just to clarify, actually, before she moves out, where are we having everyone move to? Who is going to be in the south sector? And like, you're giving the orcs what they want, correct?
I believe so. Not like
With
100%.
not the
but
autonomous
there's
zone.
still
They
some
didn't
like
get the
a
they
little bit
didn't
of
get like a
discussion.
circle of their own. Kind of
Not autonomous zone race wise, but autonomous zone that the chieftain controls. That he comes up with the laws there, or no? Is that not
Yes,
apply?
but there has to be, like I said, there has to be some sort of like he and I can come to an agreement. He can run the thing over there, absolutely, and he can come up with the laws. But there are certain things that I'm gonna have like
Like
kingdom-wide
not killing.
laws.
Yeah, like not killing other.
Right. You know, obviously not just like, we do like rituals and kill people. It's like, oh no, don't
oh,
anymore.
that no.
Unless we are. But
Trial
I
by
haven't made
combat.
that decision yet. Because once we go that way, we can go that way. But we're not going that way yet.
All right. And as for the center ring, are you just saying elves? You're all elves, get along? Because we have high elves and wood elves that still want that territory, and there is vacancy in like the middle ring. Not for all of the refugees and not for like the wood elves and the high elves, but like maybe two groups. So the wood elves and the high elves get the center ring. And granted, you said that wall's coming down soon, but I mean as for room and board right now.
Okay, so then yeah, you know what? We're gonna have we're gonna figure out the refugee situation. I'd like to, you know what? If I could hold off for the moment of having the shadow elves, no shadow elves. What the hell am I saying? The shadowy wood elves.
They do look that way. Yeah.
If I could hold off on having them come down immediately, because I just need room. Because I imagine that's going to be a big process anyway, organizing all of that, so we can get that started to be able to get everyone organized. And it's like, all right, you're going to be moving here because we're going to have to establish everything for all individuals as well, where they're coming down and moving into. So in the meantime, while we're setting that up, it could be something where refugees are kind of given that space, sort of thing.
Okay, I see what you're saying. All right,
And
so
then
you're telling
as we're rebuilding,
okay,
and then giving the refugees, the stuff back, unless we can put just a temporary situation up for refugees, and then we're just good.
yeah, there is that you can kind of have a camp site to kind of build. That would be easier to build, but it wouldn't be like offering up houses in the center ring, and then
Right.
and pretty much you know that everything, if they have stuff in the outer ring, anything in the inner ring is an upgrade.
Right.
So they'll take. So if you just give it, be like, you get this house now, they'll be like, okay.
I just wonder about after. It's just like, are they going to be like, yeah, we'll just move down?
Oh no, if you're like we're gonna sell these houses, then uh, some of the refugees might be able to buy them. It depends on how much you do that for. Like if you're going to sell them at like face value, they might not be able to do that. If you're going to reduce the price, then they could probably afford it. And then if you just give it away for free, you're giving it to them, and then having them move out later would be rough.
Okay,
You know?
because what I was thinking was like just having it there for temporary housing, but if it's
It's an
something
Airbnb.
exactly, it's like
Gotcha.
no, you guys have this while we're building this, but then again, it's the same sort of thing where it's like, are they gonna be like, well, what the hell? No, I want this.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking kind of not that, but so kind of probably like temporary situation, and let's get the wood elves down here and start having them help out with the building. That'll get the process done quicker. I'm hoping so that we can get this stuff rebuilt quicker.
Perhaps we can have them pay at a as a hotel for rent for these refugees that can afford it. The other ones will remain in our camp that we
I
set up.
love that idea, and yeah, that's a great call.
All right, and then she'll bow again, all that stuff, and she'll run out and try to organize all of that stuff. So that's good. Having multiple advisors, good. And all right, so we have you guys here. And before we call it wraps, we're not gonna. Of course, we're gonna go probably just one more, and then I'm hoping we can start Lucas's campaign. I'm thinking
Oh, whatever
we're
works.
gonna start off with, or we're gonna end it with. You see these guys
Fucking
up
Altair.
here. It looks like it. It is 5e art. So
Oh, nice. And that's definitely Assassin's Creedy look.
oh, for sure. These guys come up, and you kind of hear a Thume. That
H
old
minus.
familiar cantrip amplifying the paladin's voice. And he says, "You, creature of darkness, you have released chaos on this land, and I am here to restore balance." And he kind of lifts up his sword, and it starts to glow and let off some radiant light as the cleric bows down and puts his hand on the ground. And before, when I said that Lord Umbra, when he was here, the castle kind of shifted and became that weird mirrorish kind of thing. It transforms.
Who let you guys in here? Where is Akron? John? Arwen?
Yeah. Okay. So this entire, so everything, the mirror thing goes away and it looks a little bit more natural. And I don't know how well, but if everyone give me a religion check.
Oh, probably not.
You say religion?
Yes.
Yeah,
Well,
that's
I
a
have a
5.
modifier, so I'll take it. 13.
13. And any other rolls?
5.
All right. Barug.
muted if he's saying anything.
I'm not saying anything. I'm just listening.
You got a religion check? Or do you want to make one? Or no?
Yeah, no, I'm sorry. I rolled a 12.
12. So, and Lucas, you got a 13?
Mm-hmm.
I actually thought I didn't know I was muted because when Lucas rolled a 13, I was like, nice, that's even better than me. Oh well.
All right,
It still
so
is.
the thing you guys all know is that this is a priest and a paladin. That much you gather. And I'm going to say, Lucas, you know that he just made this hollowed ground so that it's outside the kingdom of Lord Umbra, quote unquote, kind of thing.
What a jerk.
So it's like, yeah, you notice that it's not kind of like under that domain anymore. But right behind here, I'm not sure. Draw shape. Yeah, like right behind the throne, that's kind of still good. That's like it hasn't been altered. It's too far away from him. But he has made this some hollowed ground. And I think that's where we're going to end it.
Okay. Now,
Well,
Unless you
okay.
guys still want to go. If you think you can start combat here and want to end mid-combat, it's up to you guys.
No, let's pick it up next week.
All right. And by the way, I don't know if I made it clear because of the whole courier joke thing, but you actually did receive a letter, Shatid.
Oh, well, I'll check it out after this dildo shit.
So, there you go.
Cool, great, fantastic. No yelling on the bus.
excellent. So, fuck these guys. We need security.
Yeah, things are kind of chaotic
Still
right now.
hectic.
And somehow these guys found out that you released Lord Umbra. So, some weird shit.
Yeah,
Well, I don't think we weren't really quiet about that. Like it wasn't like, hey, don't tell anybody.
Yeah, it was a big world event. You guys are definitely high enough level to be like, oh, I'm affecting the world.
Yeah, I mean, that was something that it was pretty quiet until it happened, to be honest.
No, I just meant that once it happened, we it wasn't like let's hide in the shadows. Oh, he's out.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
and then we went right to it, so it was something where
Yeah,
it was
that's
just
what
like,
I mean. Like, yeah.
Yeah, so it's like they got information quickly, these fucks. So, alright. Cool. We're killing some holy guys next week. Got it. They're
The
gonna
life
be
of-
fucking holy once we stab them.
The life of Baruch is never a quiet one. Kevin, quick question, because you're probably the one who knows the most about this. Netflix currently has One Piece, and there's 4 seasons. Is it worth getting involved in that, or no?
No. No, it is not.
You're not, Kevin, but I appreciate the input. I do.
Well, first of all of One Piece is on Hulu, and I have tried watching it. I got about 100 episodes in, and it's so hard at points.
Yeah, absolutely. It's Naruto, it's Bleach, it's One Piece. You know, it's One Piece has been around for, I think at this point, 20 years maybe, or coming up on. It's been around for fucking ever, and when it's good, it is fucking spectacular. It's just like, oh my god, you know, it's just like. Alright, it's like, hey, I'm made of rubber. And it's just like, oh, cool, another fucking queer elastic guy. Hi, I'm Mr. Fantastic. I wrap around guys. It's like, I hate you. And it's
No,
DC
like
did
you
the
had
same thing with
said
another elastic guy. It's like, I turn into a rubber band and then snap your face. And you're like, fuck, asshole.
Yeah, no,
and then you kill me because elastic
you have
guys
said,
suck.
yeah, you have said before that Loop, what is it?
Luffy.
That yeah, he takes being a rubber guy to where it should be.
Right.
And so what I'm saying is watching 4 seasons, is it worth watching those 4 seasons because they're available, or is it just like don't even get?
I mean, I would say jump into it. Again, same thing like with Naruto. Skip shit. Be ready to skip things. If it's just
I'd recommend looking up the filler list for it and then skipping any filler episodes you can possibly.
The problem is where it's like I've looked stuff up where it's just like, what are the filler episodes? And it's just like, oh, you mean the ones that weren't in the manga? And it's like, no, I mean the ones that suck. The ones that have like 3 minutes of actual progression
it's
of the
pretty
story.
brutal, and sometimes they mix canon with filler episodes, and it sucks.
Right. And it's just like, no, what I mean is, yes, I know this progresses some story about this background of this character that I don't care about. I don't care about that character, so I don't fucking care. Let's move on to something awesome where Luffy's just going, Gamu Gamu no Bazooka! Fucking lunatic, fucking rubber guy. Just, that's what I want.
I ask after, I think, at one point there were, 8 seasons of Bleach on Netflix, and I watched all 8 seasons, and I got to the end of it, and I'm like, how many more seasons? I want to see how this ends. And I find out that they just, stopped it. There wasn't an end. They just went, we're not going to do this anymore, so it's all over. And I'm like, I don't want to get invested. It's like that. Find out that there is no end or there's no conclusion or whatever. I guess that's my point.
Well, then don't watch Hunter x Hunter.
No,
I know. I started to watch that and then went
so good, and I hate it so much. That's such a weird anime. Every time I see it, I'm just like, that was awesome, wasn't it? And then it's just like, nope, it wasn't. But it was.
It was, but it wasn't. Yeah.
But just what the fuck. Yeah, that one's a frustrating one. God. Some weird stuff. That one was awesome. So I would say, I recommend it if you get into it and it pulls you in. It's worth watching, and definitely don't be afraid to skip ahead and skip ahead and skip ahead and skip ahead. Because, if you the stuff, from Naruto when it was badass, then you'll like this stuff when it's badass. Because it's just yes.
But when it's just filler,
oh my God.
Like Lucas said, it's just terrible.
Oh my God. Be aware, they haven't stopped for more than, 3 weeks in a row or something for, ever. And so it's okay, fine, that's fair. You're not going to have full, hour-long things where it's just, it's actually 45 minutes. It's no, the first thing's, Gold Roger, left a thing, and then you've got the song after that, which is, 5 minutes long. And then they're hey, let's recap last episode, basically word for word. We're going to say all of it. And then, so you just skip to, 10 minutes in, and then you can start the episode, watch a couple minutes, and then it's just all right, that was the episode. Not much happened. Kind of this and this. See you next week. So you can skip through a lot of this stuff.
All right, cool. I mean, I'm willing to give it a chance because, when it was on Toonami, and I would watch Toonami, that there was never not Toonami. I'm sorry, it was on something for a while that all I would catch is, here's episode 13, here's episode 47. I don't understand. I get the premise.
To be oh, what?
Yeah. Oh, Luffy can do this. What do you mean Luffy can't do that anymore? I don't. What? Okay. Yeah. But,
right.
All right. Cool. I'll check that out. But I'm excited for combat next week for this because I like the idea of walking into a combat at full health because that hasn't happened in 3 weeks. Oh, did you finish this room?
Seems like your fault on all those accounts.
No. I'm saying that I'm not questioning choices made as far as trying to get people around me. I did that on purpose because I wanted to see what this character's resistances would do. But I also thought that we'd have a moment to catch our breath, and it was nope, we're still in combat. Nope, we're still in combat. Nope, we're still in combat. And I'm
We're getting down to
yeah.
the wire.
Oh yeah. I mean, you guys were trying to conquer an entire fucking castle, so it had to be. You had to feel that at least.
Right.
Oh yeah, no, like no doubt about it. It just was that it was one of those things where like what limited health potions I had were like, oh, I'm sorry, are you down like 100 hit points right now? Here's 14. That's not,
Yeah.
that's not great. That's not.
That stuff's not really made for healing as much as like, oh, you have some health so that you're alive.
Yeah, like don't die. Here's a potion. Don't die. Oh,
Right.
Now we're getting into another fight. Okay, let's see how this goes. I mean, like the whole like resistant to everything is pretty badass. Like I'm not going to complain about that. But I also did not anticipate like the minions doing as much damage in that first fight room as they did. Like I also really thought that when we took the head guy out in that first room, the minions were going to shit their pants and run away and not keep attacking. But miscalculation on Baruch's part, but Baruch's got an intelligence of 0, so there you go.
Probably intelligence modifier 0.
True, but at the end of the day, same goddamn difference.
He's just a fucking statue. You just can't talk anymore.
Well, it like Baruch's thought process was, how do you get this done as quick as it can, which is totally wisdom based. Okay, do it. And then, so you see like the big bad guy, and Baruch's like, go after the big bad, get that gone, and then everyone else is going to be like, oh shit, the leader's bad, it's gone, we gotta leave. And instead they're like, oh, there's 6 of them around you now, and they're all attacking. Fuck. But, oh well.
Cool.
Actually, before we all disband, the main question that we need answered, Lucas, how is the puppy doing?
She's doing well. She has the cone off her head now, so she's
Nice.
she's healed up nicely.
What happened? Oh, because she had the whole how we started like last week, right?
Yep.
Right.
I forgot about I let out with that.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like last week, you let out, and there was no there was no talk this week, and I'm like, I hope things are okay.
Oh yeah, yeah. She's doing great.
So
Awesome.
my dog's vagina.
Yeah. Sorry.
Took my dog in for a Deuteronomy.
Those are all the things I said.
Yep.
Deuteronomy sounds like part of the book of the Bible. Sorry.
You mean Deuteronomy? Yeah. Awesome.
Anyways.
So. All right, kids. Good stuff. I guess we're planning civilizations, but we can't do that without having to get in some battle. So battle it up.
Right.
All right. Thanks, TJ.
Hey, no problem. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I don't know, unlikely or unique narrative instead, I guess is the way.
No, I like it. Yeah.
I kind of thought it was like my favorite part was when you were like revealing the 3 characters. Like these 3 people come up and talk to you next. And the last person was the goblin. And as soon as you reveal it, I went, one of 2 things is going to happen. Either everyone's going to murder this goblin right now, or this goblin is going to be Fizzat's most trusted advisor for the rest of the game. That's what's going to happen.
I think I succeeded with that one. So.
I mean, you cheated, definitely, but yeah, you also nailed it 100%.
Dude, I was listening to Necro Goblin preparing for this and whatnot, right. And I just took every fucking song name, and I'm like, I'm just going to mention the song name.
Yeah, it's funny. So, Ailstorm, the band that I listen to that does pirate metal, there's literally a song called Drink, and they do that same thing in the second verse. Where it's just like they use the name of the title in the line of a different one of their song titles in the line for each of the lines in the second verse. And it's just like, oh man, you guys are like calling back to yourself. That's hilarious.
That's awesome.
I literally just watched the video for that song.
Which one?
Like, Drink.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah, that one's excellent. Fucked with an anchor. That's a fun
Yep.
song. So
Also, one more thing I don't think I revealed is that she should have spoke up with all the wizards being out, but Noelle has some expertise in necromancy now. So there you go.
oh,
So if you're like gonna be slowly building an army of the deceased, then
holy shit.
that is a plan. And then she's just like not going to compete with the other wizards. She has a different title, of course. So the house wizard's going to be like, okay, queen, whatever.
What is like? What are her thoughts on that? Because that is amazing. Because then it might be something where it's like, oh, I mean, maybe the rituals are on.
I have a quick question. So in older versions of this game, monks had to adhere to a specific alignment or they lost all of their ability. Does that happen in 5th edition? So like if you were to transition into...
No, they're definitely moving alignment where it's just like, yeah, it's not the focus. You can have an evil monk.
All right. Yeah,
You can do everything except the only class in its description is paladin. That's pretty much the only limiting one.
And even with that, you've got like fallen paladins in the DMG.
Right.
Oh yeah, no,
like
sorry.
Wolfgang is starting another campaign with people he found. So like the 2 days he has off, he just filled with D&D, and I'm like, I'm proud it starts. Like that's how it happens. Right. So he soon he won't be able to do Sundays if I need to move it or anything like that. But he's starting up with some like random people, and I was like, hey, just to give you a heads up, because he was explaining his character. He goes, I'm a paladin, but I don't like go in line with the gods. And then I'm like, hey, I don't know, like you said, these are random people, and I don't know how much, like how into this they are. But under paladin, it says like, hey, if you don't go by your oath, you're either going to lose your powers, or you need like attunement by a cleric who will appease you to the gods, or you just become an oath breaker. And he's like, oh, I'm just going to become an oath breaker. Like, I think that's the safest route. I'm like, it might not be the class you wanted, but like, because you don't know how the DM will rule, it's probably safe just to go oath breaker.
So like in old versions, like if you wanted to mix classes with like say barbarian and monk, right? So you could have like a monk that could rage. You needed like there was specific guidelines you had to follow. Like you had to have levels in barbarian before you went into monk. That way you could say that like the monk levels you were gaining was trying to teach you how to like control the rage that you could go into. But if you were a monk and then got levels in barbarian, you lost all of your shit in monk because you were no longer like capable of like focus because you just could rage. So it was like that's why like I was just curious if 5th edition had like entered into any of that at all.
I mean, not like it gets rid of your stuff, but like I know for when putting Fenmilla Fabblestabble together, I have one level of druid, and it's something where with that I get to choose spells, and if I chose spells that attacked, the save would be a 13 versus a 17 with my wizard stuff, only because the stats that it uses change what it's doing.
Intelligence, charisma, etc., or wisdom. Yeah.
So, but other than that, I think it kind of balances that based on if you're a barbarian or if you're a rogue and you're only one level of rogue, you don't have that thing that we all thought rogues get automatically.
Yeah,
having a bonus action actually just like you can do all these things. Wait, just kidding.
Yeah, no, cool. It just occurred to me as like we're talking about like, you know, raising an undead army, which has some sort of, I don't know, contingencies that go along with it, specifically about your alignment. And that's like I said, like you could be an evil monk, but you couldn't transition, like you couldn't suddenly become like a neutral monk without like ramifications. And with the paladin having, like oathbreakers, etc., I just didn't know if the monk class in 5th edition had something like that. I hadn't read it, but I didn't know if you guys had read anything like that. That's all.
No.
I mean, if any monk class is, I guess, on the evil side, yeah, I think it would be Shadow.
Right.
Yeah. True.
If there was going to
actually,
be one, especially
Lucas,
considering, what the quote-unquote good guys with Shadow were doing. But
Lucas, are you still with us right now?
I'm fading, but what's up?
Quick question for you. So the new campaign is going to be Katanistan. Does it have anything to do with the game Catan? Because I want to call sheep. That's what I call as like my thing.
Oh, God, you would pick the fucking weakest resource in the entire game.
Until you need sheep, and then you're totally fucked. If somebody owns
I could
all
literally, and I have won without picking up any sheep.
I
Wait,
have
what?
played games where owning sheep have dominated the game. So, just saying.
You didn't buy settlements to win? Wait, you need that for development and for settlements. How did you win?
I meant like
Trade,
directly picking up
tournament.
sheep. You would trade for it. You
Oh.
trade
Yeah,
in
trade for it,
cards,
etc.
stuff
Yeah.
like that.
Okay.
But yeah, you don't
I was
actually
confused 'cause
get it off of a roll.
I would get it indirectly.
So you don't
yeah.
pick it up.
That makes sense. So
But
you
I
use
think-
like ports and shit.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
actually, any
Gotcha.
point in Catan, if you have like a monopoly, something with bricks or ore or whatever, you're pretty much golden because you're either getting so much of it you can trade in, or. But I still want to play. I still want to play against that guy David again, just to see like if it's possible to beat him.
It is.
Yeah,
but
it is.
Just that was so funny the first time. It was just like TJ and I had the same feeling of like.
He goes, you do this, you do this, you do this. Okay, David chose 2 and 12. Why are nothing but 2s and 12s being rolled? How is this statistically possible? What is happening?
It was like the number that like haunts me. I think it was 5 actually. Now was it 4 or 5? It was something that it's just like that.
He was on the like least likely, but he was on both sides of like a 5 or some shit, and then only got
like, but multiple games where he just took over was because of 5s. It's like 5 is not supposed to be fucking rolled this much. What is happening? How does he know? Are these dice weighted in a stupid way? This is dumb.
I just remember TJ with like his journal that had multiple pages of notes on how many times specific dice rolls were coming up, and I was like.
Check the bell
and
curve.
TJ, this was like one of the first times that we were starting to like hang out and play games and do stuff, and I'm like, "Who's this fucking kid? Like, what's going on? This is like you're keeping stats for dice rolls? I've never experienced this before. I didn't even understand."
Fucking Catan consumed me for a bit, and I got the app, and I almost broke my phone 80 times, and I've deleted it and re-downloaded it, and then deleted it, and then re-downloaded it, and then it's gone off my phone now, and it's sent to hell. So mainly because I learned to cheat in it because
I'm 2.5 years Catan free.
Well, yeah, pretty much. It was well. Here's what happened: is that I could predict what the fucking game would roll. So I'll be like, "Oh, this is the worst opportune time for me to roll a 7," and then it does it, and then I'm like, "Okay." I'm like, "This is the worst opportune time," and then I'm just like, I was guessing rolls. I'm like, what are the chances beyond this? And I'm like, this fucking game is cheating. Then I realized that if you see the dice roll and then you just cancel the app and then go back in, it rolls at random again. And I'm like, oh, okay. And then I kind of ruined the app for me, so I'm just like, whatever. But it taught me how to play Catan, even if it cheated.
You're just what? You're just trying to speed run Catan.
That's pretty much it. I've destroyed. It's like, oh, you're gonna get this fucking resource again? Nope. And I just delete it. So I don't know how that's affected my in-person manner because I can't delete rolls, so I'm just gonna have to deal with it. But hey,
you just I roll and you just scoop it up real quick. I didn't want that here. What?
That didn't benefit me. Yeah.
What's that?
So I
6?
don't know.
Here, do it again.
Yeah, so I just try to be extra aloof if we're going to play Catan because I do still enjoy it, but I can only play like in person. So
Right.
yeah,
And we still have to we have to get together at some point again to get stuff where it's like, and we have to play out, what's it called? What was that other game? The Jewel one. Because that was fun.
the Jew, yeah, not
Splendor.
the
Citadel?
Jewel. What the fuck is it?
Citadel
Magic
was fun.
Maze?
Well,
Yeah,
Oh, no.
Citadel was a lot of fun. I like that one.
Was it Citadel? I thought it was like
it was Splendor was the like
Splendor.
gem one.
That's it.
Splendor's great,
Yeah,
but
Splendor.
y'all need to play. Y'all need to
Splendor
play
was fun.
Dominion.
Do I have that?
What was it, Kevin? What was the one where like you could brew beer and then sell beer? Like it was that Caledonia?
No, hold on. That was the like, oh, fuck. Clans?
All right, fellas,
Yeah,
I
was it
gotta
Clans
go.
of
I know I
Caledonia?
could do this all night, but I gotta
Sorry.
go.
All right. Yeah.
Totally.
All right.
Later, dude.
All right.
Later,
Later,
man.
dude. We'll talk to you later.
Peace.
Yeah, no, dude. I totally. I think it was Caledonia or the clans of Caledonia or something like that.
Yeah, Clans of Caledonia.
Yeah. And quite honestly, I think like TJ, I totally understand your viewpoint when we did it, but like I think that if anybody's ever willing to give Kingdom Death Monster another chance, it really is a super cool game about like resource allocation and everything, and like battle is just, it is what it is. The thing to remember is don't ever get attached to your character because your character's going to die at some point. It's sort of like a
it's Darkest Dungeon with multiple people.
Dungeon, exactly. Yeah.
And it's
like
it's
you build
something
your
where the biggest thing is that once we came from Descent and D&D to that, where it's like, oh no, this is not your character. It's just like we are a group who controls different characters. You're just rolling for this one at the moment. But that being said, it was really difficult, and it's something where maybe being a little bit removed from it, if we wanted to try it at some point again, where it's not just combat that was dragging on and nightmarish, and if all the combat is that again and stuff, potentially it's like, oh, okay, so we did give it a second shot, and both times.
Well, it's kind of like that. What was the game? Gloom of Kilforth or Kilforge or something. Yeah. So when I played that game by myself, it was enjoyable, and I was learning it, so it took a long time. I kind of like understood the rules, and the three of us played that game, and that game took like 3.5 hours, and was not enjoyable because it took 3.5 hours. And
that was 5 hours.
You're thinking
dude.
3.5 hours.
No,
because
I'm being nice.
3:30 is when we were finally fucking done.
It's true.
3.5 hours passed when you guys were like, oh, no, we're done now. And then 3.5 hours later, that's when you guys all left.
Yeah. I would actually rather play that one again than Kingdom Death Monster, I think.
So here's one of the things that I definitely want to like give as a like, I don't want to say a forewarning, but like as a heads up. So like one of the games that's out there, and I like one night Kevin and I like we didn't get together for D&D, so we just like did like a Skype call for is Call of Cthulhu. And in Call of Cthulhu, like you're up against shit on a regular basis that is like out of your league, and you've either got to figure out how to deal with it, or you've got to run away and hopefully survive and maintain some sanity. And so, but like the more you sort of encounter shit and the more you deal with it, the less like effect it has on you. But it also means that like you start to incur like problems, like maybe you drool on yourself, or maybe like when you see a spider in the corner of the room, you scream and shit your pants. Like there's various problems that come along with the game as you play. And I'd love to do a one-off with you guys for that. And I'm thinking about maybe trying to do one for Halloween. And I know that we've talked about this before, but like try to do one for you guys or whoever can play. But I don't want TJ for you to have like a bad taste in your mouth in the idea that like it's not a D&D game, right? Like you're not a god in this game. You are just a person And like you have skills and things that you may be good at, but you're not good at everything, and you're not a superhero, right? Like you're just a human being that's out there trying to interact with this shit. And I just like, if we do that, I just want to make sure that you don't have like that same like, oh, Kingdom Death Monster, that's the worst experience ever, and I don't want to do that.
Yeah, I mean, it just I want a certain amount of reward with the games, and with that one, there was reward, and I remember watching a guy at the review, and he's like, it comes up with beautiful moments where it's like, oh, you cut this monster's junk off, and you're like, woo, as a party, and that's like really good. But he was the way the guy phrased it, I was just like, I think that's spot on. Is just like they're far between, and then you want that like hurrah, but I think I want something that's just I just want something that's just a little bit more. That's just like, all right, you can go through a struggle, I mean, like you said, it's not D&D and everything. You want to appreciate it for what it is, but to put it in D&D terms, like if we're gonna go through a bunch of horrible shit, like if I'm throwing monsters at you and everything like that, then depending on how rough it is, like if you guys are going and I'm like, hey, you guys are going to get an in after this, I don't know how many monsters you'll be like, that was justifiable. But if I'm like, you're going to get a castle after this, maybe I should have threw more at you. Maybe there should have been way more guards and whatnot and blah, blah, blah. But like, I want like it to feel
like
the risk,
the reward, the risk and the reward are somehow like equal in some way, shape, or form.
Yeah.
And so like I think that like one of the coolest parts about that game is as you develop your settlement, right? Because that's how you start learning new skills. That's how you can like train and give yourself new armor, weapons, or whatever, depending upon what you're hunting. But it's definitely like a slow grow. Like so the typical, I forget how many lantern years, I think it's 16 lantern years or 20 lantern years is like a game or something like that. But your first couple, like unless you get a shit ton of resources, you're literally just scraping to like it's it's like levels through 3 in like any game where you're just like I see that the rocket cannon is something I can get, but it costs 10,000 points, and the most I have right now is like 350. Like, when am I ever going to get up there? So it is frustrating, but it also like if it can convince my wife to play it multiple times, there has to be some sort of like thing in the game that makes it worth playing. And so my wife got into it, but
it was just a real rough start. I know, where it's like, TJ got his character was fucking annihilated.
Yeah. Well, the other thing to remember too is that like, and it's really rough because you're starting the game and like you're like, okay, here's your character, and the next thing you know, you fumble and you get like one of those like mortal wounds or whatever, and you roll on the table and you're like, oh, you're decapitated, you're dead, and you're like, what the fuck? Like, what am I playing this game for? I get it, but the one thing I want to say is the one thing I would love to do again with the two of you. And I'm sure there's multiple iterations of this, is, do you remember the game that we all played? And TJ, I think you brought it from work or something, that it was like a puzzle game, and there were cards, and you had to like try to figure out the clues to pick the locks and do all this other shit.
Yeah,
like,
the one I had on my phone.
Well,
no,
it wasn't. It was. I had cards, but I had it like on my phone.
There was an app. Yes. There was a timer, and you got it from your boss.
Yeah, he's given me all of them pretty much.
I would
like,
love to play another like that. Like, honestly, like I had so much fun doing that with you guys. Like, it was like it was like an escape room without having to pay to go to an escape room. Like, it was I had a lot of fun doing it.
I've done a few of them. I remember I did one with Kevin. Did we do the haunted house one, Kevin?
Haunted house. I don't remember. I know. I can't
remember what. Tom, which one did we all do together?
The one we did was like a Wild West train ride or something.
Okay, yeah, I do remember that one. But I remember that, Kevin, we started with like the pirate one, which was supposed to be level 3, and then we like were like, oh, okay, and we got a couple hints, and then we were able to finish it, and it's like, oh, that's rewarding. And then we tried. I'm pretty sure we tried the haunted house one.
We tried one that was just like, wait, what the fuck are you talking? Why is it this?
Yes,
And then it's just like,
that's
even with the hint and like looking it up is just like, but based on what?
yeah. I remember because I remember leaving. You were like, "Fuck you" to the game, and I told my boss, and he started laughing. He was like, "Yep."
Yeah.
So yeah, pretty much. I think you actually told me, he's like, "Tell your boss go fuck himself." And I said to my boss, he's like, "My friend says you can go fuck yourself for giving me that game." And he was just like, "That's awesome." What else? But I played a few, and Carolyn really liked them as well. And I remember I played one with my family, and it was weird. I think we would like it. There are some like weird thoughts, but it was like a dinosaur theme, like a Jurassic Park type of thing. And you had different professors that you had to save a certain amount of time, and they all had different health bars, and you're like, they could die any day, and you
Yeah.
had like a certain amount of moves on the map. And it was interesting, but it was like way more involved. Like you had the
That
cards and everything, but it was way more involved with the app because you needed that in order to move.
that sounds a lot like Kevin. What was like the fantasy game that we played? Like, was it Knights of Andor? No, what was it?
Yeah.
Like the one where like there were like 4 scenarios.
Was
But
it
we got.
Legends or not? Yeah, Andor though.
I think it was Andor, and like we made it through the first 3, and then the 4th scenario we could never figure out how to beat. Like we tried it 3 or 4 times. Or we tried it at least 2 times, and then we played it. We played the first scenario again with Daryl one night, and then we never had a chance to play it again. But yeah, like that sounds like that. You know, like where there's a set of missions, there's a track bar. Don't get it done before like the track is done, you're screwed.
Yeah, it was a fun premise and everything, and I remember enjoying that part of it. But the clues I was so frustrated with because they gave you a shoelace, and then it's just like, oh, it turns into a fucking boomerang, and then it's like, what? And it's like, or
well,
no, they
because
give
it's
you
leather, and you know if
they
you
give
bind
you
it tight enough, what?
they gave you a shoe, and then without going into a string, you're like, what can you use this for? And I remember applying it to different things that would have made sense, where you could have like a shoe, and it's like, no, you're supposed to take out the lace, which we didn't specify, and then you turn it into a fucking thing to fish or something like that. And I was like, what the hell? There were like a little gaps in logic, and I remember that
It's
just
like,
ended my
yeah.
family being like, yeah, you know how we liked the last one you gave? Yeah, we're not playing this one. And we're like tentative to play other ones. So but there are good ones, and I have like a bunch of them.
I actually want to share one other thing before we have to disband and then like don't talk until like Thursday or whatever. But so I've been doing some more like drawing for the Thunder Below game, and I've been sharing some of the drawings that I've been doing with Wolfgang, and Wolfgang's like, I want to play this game. I want to get into this game. So I'm excited for you guys to see what goes on. So I mean, I'm actually getting really excited. So hopefully everyone doesn't die on Thursday, because I'm really excited to sort of like get you guys into the next scenario, and then lay out the sort of like West March concept I have for you guys. Because what I'm thinking about doing is Thursday nights will be Thunder Below night, but create like a Facebook group for Thunder Below and say, if anybody's available on Thursday night that wants to jump in, or if there's another night that you want to do it, because like TJ can't run Monday nights or Tuesday nights or whatever, or like Lucas can't do it, or Lucas wants to jump in, or Brian wants to jump in, or whatever the case is. Like, here's the invite, and then you guys can talk and get back to me and say like, we can all meet up on Thursday. This is the quest we want to do, and have like a running quest log that you guys can pick from and say, this is what we want to go do. So I'm excited. This could be like a terrible experiment that doesn't work out well, but I'm excited to try this out because I think it's a cool idea.
Alrighty.
Yeah, I think first thing I'm thinking though, we need more people who are actually even in the game at first anyway. But yeah, if we can.
Well, yeah, no. So there's there's a couple mechanism or like mechanics in the game that kind of set up that you guys will start to encounter and realize that like everything up until like next week and again or Thursday this week has been like lead in. And I had hoped that it would have been like a quicker way, but I put a bunch of stuff out there and then realized too quickly that it wasn't like it was going to take a while to get to where you are. So you guys are like basically there. You found the glittering cavern. Some shit's going to go down. And as long as you're alive, you get to, you move on to the next thing. Or you guys make character choices. The DM has to figure out what happens next. It is what it is.
Yeah.
Yep.
We'll definitely see you on Thursday.
Yeah. All right, guys. Thank you very much.
Cool. All right, later, guys.
Later.
Bye.